gonna figure this out. So I'm live again. Hello. So we're gonna find out real quick if this is screwed or what's going on here. Let's see.
I can at least see the stream now.
Yeah, it went green. It went green immediately. It started off red, then yellow. Now we're chilling.
Yeah.
So we're all right. I hope.
Whatever you did, fixed it.
Now I'm back in. I'm into Foundry.
There we go.
Okay, cool. So okay.
Look at us.
We did a little troubleshooting
Yeah.
behind the scenes. We scaled down the resolution a little bit, fixed some output stuff.
Look at
Regardless,
God.
all that's good. And while it's good, I want to take full advantage of it. Who wants to give me a recap from last time on what went down?
Oh man. I tell you what, I will give my absolute best attempt.
If you don't want to, I'll give it a shot.
Ooh.
Big
Well, you know
ball.
what I mean. If you're throwing the life preserver, I mean,
I'll throw it.
Okay, well,
I'll
go ahead.
accept.
Let's hear it,
All
buddy.
right, so the important things were last time we started off with a little bit of some acrobatic challenges that somebody asked us to do. We all succeeded. I remember that everybody was afraid the old man couldn't pull it off, so they gave me some mage hand boosts. But I didn't need them, so I flipped like super hard. But thanks for the help, guys. I appreciate you. Y'all appreciate it. After that, our gracious host of this little war band decided to give us a potion that put us out so that we could enter the dream world and see Lou's memories. We started off with a nice serene Lou and this angelic lady in a field talking about how, you know, if they went into hell, maybe they could open up another front on the battle between good and evil. And it sounds like a great idea, sort of, except for it didn't sound like she had the support of her gods. But immediately after that, in our next scene, we saw that she'd gone ahead and done it. She gathered this host of people out of El Terrell. They were led by 5 generals: Gideon, Yale, Elanthius, Haruman, and Gindar. Or
Gendar.
Gindar. Nobody cares about that one.
Ooh.
Look, we're gonna fight him later, and he's gonna have a different tune.
It's gonna be a
Final
whole-
boss.
talking shit. Heard you was talking shit.
Some of us, me, have made assumptions that Gideon is the same one that we've encountered already. I don't know if we know that, but Jamie could probably fill us in on that later. Anyways, we saw them attacking and leading off their fight away from the portal, and apparently it closed behind them. In the next image, we saw Ball, the weapon forger, I think his name was,
Bale.
and Bale, Ball, it's all the same. Bale was surrounding our angelic lady and some of her followers. We attempted to recreate that fight and lose mind for her. I know a couple of us got hit pretty good, but it seemed like we were doing okay in the fight until one of us finally got struck down, and then immediately the scene shifted again. We saw our angelic lady and 2 of her followers flanked and surrounded, and things were looking real bad for them. And we saw her get her hand cut off with the sword in it, and it went flying away. And then we scene shifted again, and we saw that Bale and some other people off scene were converting our angelic lady to a demon lady, a devil of some sort. We saw her lose her angelic wings and grow dark ones. She lost her crown, and one of her followers was also converted. Another one didn't want this to happen to himself, so he tried to slit his throat, but she raised him from the dead into one of those Nurgle things that we were warned that we should avoid, which I'm making assumptions again. I bet that's the same one. Assumptions. That's my middle name. And then we come back to this palace-looking place with a telescope, and Lou's there crying, saying she doesn't want to go any further, and everybody gathered around and tried to let her know that they were there with her. They would support her and to try to press on. And after that, we came out of the dream. Our host lady was like, "Hey, that was awesome. I'm gonna tell stories and write songs and tapestries and all this fun stuff about everything that she saw." And she decided, you know what? We'd done right by her and her folks, and she was going to do right by us. She gave us a car. She gave us some soul coins to our paladin. That's probably not going to come back to bite us later. She decided to teach Stab how to drive the car. That's also probably not going to come back to bite us later. And after that, we were getting ready to figure out what we were going to do because we had somewhere to go. We're looking for a guy named Mordenkainen. He's probably going to help us out if we can find him. We got some other options: a Red Ruth, our host's sister, and some demon-y sounding guy that's probably not our best choice, but we'll end up fighting and we're running across him at some point. I see that smirk, Jamie. And that's what I remember, but you know, I wasn't there. So, anybody got anything they want to add?
Mordenkainen is absolutely going to help us. He is going to be our new best friend, and he is going to offer us drinks and food, and he's going to teach me how to control magic.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, that's pretty close.
Yeah.
You got the dream sequence a little out of order there, but you got the overall picture settled. You went through Lulu's mind, you saw stuff that was very deep within, either she couldn't or didn't want to remember.
And the
you
fealty thing. We got pulled out of slime by these little demons that swore us fealty that
Yep.
probably gave us a better chance of getting through that.
Yeah, there
That's right.
were a lot of hurdles set up in those memories to kick y'all out, but you made it through. Most of you, Stab, you don't think you made it through, but you were there in spirit still. But yeah, you can have inspiration,
You
buddy.
got me. So
Use it
goofy.
for the evening when it goes away.
Thank you, sir.
I believe the point we ended at too was Mad Maggie was saying she was going to have a harpoon turret installed on your vehicle, as well as remove a
Uh-huh.
body that one of her red caps had grown fond of. But it was going to take about a day. Does that sound correct?
Mhm.
Sounds correct.
Excellent. Well, in that case, we are going to go ahead and jump over to our game here. And I preloaded this scene, so let's find out if that pays off.
Oh, Jamie.
It's
We
looking
gonna
good.
learn today. Hey, there we are.
All right. Let's go ahead and change it back to our hanging out in this dusty, crappy place music. Okay.
Rude.
Hey, I only calls it how I sees it. This place has definitely seen. Well, no, this has pretty much been the peak of its entire existence, as far as I'm aware. So, here you are.
Looks way better than the last place we were in.
You're standing right next to a Tormentor class vehicle that will be yours soon. Mad Maggie walked off to go ahead and get a couple of red caps to start some work on it, install a couple things, remove a couple things. You guys got about a day to kill. What would y'all like to do?
Ooh.
Hmm.
I'm gonna get in
Um,
the car, Jamie. I want to check the glove compartment for sunglasses
This guy.
So,
or super steampunk goggles would be cool.
are you only looking for a glove compartment?
I'm looking at the nooks and the crannies.
Okay, well, just stepping inside this vehicle, it looks like it has 4 side doors you could pop in and out of. The ceiling's completely covered, and it's a little spacious inside. It looks like it can comfortably seat 4. With Lulu inside, it'll, she has to kind of sit in the middle of everything. She won't have a seat on her own. It looks like there's a couple tools left inside here as well, like basic wrench, screwdriver, socket wrench, just small tools it looks like you could use to maybe tweak and repair stuff on the vehicle yourself if you could figure it out. No sunglasses, unfortunately, in the glove box.
All right, Jamie. I want to look at the corpse behind me.
Sure. You can hop out of the
And
car
I'm
and
gonna-
climb on top, take a look.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for money and weapons that he might have on him.
Well, seeing as there's a
Might as well.
naked man pierced through the gut, hanging from the top of it. I'm afraid he has no pockets or places for you to search.
That's lame, but funny. All right, guys.
You go ahead.
And there's nothing on there except like wrenches and stuff, man. I thought we were gonna all have like 4 sunglasses. I thought that'd be cool, but nah, I'm ready to rest up, man. I gotta rest. I know I'm at full health, but I'm still tired.
I'm gonna walk up to Lulu. Are you all right?
She looks at you and almost a bit blankly as she looks up and you says, "I think I am. Why?"
Well, that couldn't have been easy to go through. And I can tell you're not necessarily in your normal chipper spirits.
She looks away a bit and says, "I don't know why I couldn't remember something like that. It was so sad. I saw her. I saw her turn. I was there. But why couldn't I remember?"
Perhaps you blocked it out from your own memory somehow? You didn't want to remember?
She shakes her head quickly and looks back up at you and says, No, I would never forget something like that. It would be dishonorable to Zario herself to forget that. I don't know. I don't know what happened to me." She looks down, a bit depressed.
I'll kind of gaze out past the gates, the front gates, and just kind of say, well, regardless, the answers lie out beyond there. And tomorrow, we start the journey to finding them. So, I would just, I'll kind of take my hand and just lay it on, like, the side of her kind of face area. Try and prepare yourself for that, because undoubtedly it's not going to get easier.
She just a small smile, almost like she's struggling to smile at you, just smiles and nods.
And I'll turn around. I'll give her a nod. And I'll turn around, and I just want to kind of walk around the perimeter of this vehicle, and I'm inspecting it almost like I would a ship before we leave port.
Sure. Are you just wanting like a rundown of the exterior detail, or are you looking for something specific?
Yeah, looking at the overall build of it, looking for any potential failures in the construction of it, any potential damage that was overlooked.
Okay. So just kind of looking around the vehicle, you can see, as far as what it's equipped with, right now it's pretty bare. It looks like you might be able to ram something pretty good with it, and it does under it have a lot of curved blades that almost look like they're retractable, that can poke out in whatever direction you want, even if done wrong at the wheels themselves. You also see that the armored plating is, it's pretty solid in most parts, but there's a few parts that are just, they could use a few more plates. So the armor might be a little lacking in a few places.
So they gave us the fixer-upper. And I'll continue to do that while everybody else does what they need to do, or what they want to do.
What are y'all doing?
I mean,
All at
I'm
once.
pretty much just gonna kind of be looking this thing over and just kind of piddling around.
Sure, yeah. Same thing as what Hayes noticed. For the most part, solid vehicle, but just the armor seems to be a bit lacking. And its weaponry. It has those blades that looks like they could do as much good as harm. And then pretty much all it has to fight with.
Okay.
Is Mad Maggie still in there, or did she buzz off?
She buzzed off, actually. When we last ended, she was walking away. And she's not that far from you guys right now. She's right here. just walking away. Oh. Hey, right there. But yeah, she's still just walking away.
I was gone for a session when we first got here, so I'm not sure. I don't really remember. Was there a place that like we could stay here?
Yes, she pointed out a sleeping quarters that you guys could hang at. Actually, directly north of you. It's the farthest right little entryway into these big stone mountainous fingers.
Okay. And what time of day is it? Or I mean, it's not really a day or night down here. That's right. Okay.
It feels like it'd be later, though, if you're going by your biological clock on how you've been sleeping.
Gotcha.
This whole place is like built on like a junk heap, right, Jamie?
That wouldn't be a bad way of putting it. There's a lot of junk everywhere, and just looking out, when you were approaching, too, there was junk on the outskirts as well.
Is there any like large piles of metal that seem to be unattended in visual range?
You butt.
Unattended?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, there's bits and pieces of metal along the walls. There's some along the outskirts of the fort itself, or the outer side of the fort itself, I should say. As far as unattended, none of these are actively tended to, but there seem to be creatures around most of them.
Is there anything that looks like it's a dummy point that nobody cares about? I'll phrase it that way.
To you, very much so. There is a lot of things around that looks like it could be nothing. At the same time, given the environment of the fort itself, hard to tell what's junk and what's not.
Okay. I'm just wondering if maybe we can find some puzzle pieces to help solve our vehicle issues right now.
I gotcha. That, actually, last session, but right before we ended, Mad Maggie had mentioned that you could upgrade your vehicle if you brought more materials to her, like iron or any weird weaponry you find, or even trade for better stuff. But she didn't mention anything inside the fort you could use.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, if it's as late as I think it is, which there's not much telling, maybe it's time to call it an early night.
I've already started kind of wandering off towards the...
Damn, he's already gone. All right, come on, old man, let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Come on,
All right.
Lulu, you can sleep next to me.
she flutters
You
along.
didn't. You had a long day.
So you guys are heading towards the little inn area up there to the top right. You, Hayes, you see a few red caps still just kind of talking amongst each other. They tend to give you odd looks as you're passing by, but fortunately no accusing type looks.
I just ignore them. Just keep walking.
When you enter this area, it looks like exactly as it was described. It seems to be a sleeping quarters with a lot of tents set up, a few mats on the ground, a lot of them dirty. You can tell that most of these are used by the red caps that bunk in here whenever they want. Right now, there's no one in here.
Where did we stay last time?
I don't even remember if y'all slept in here or not, but this would be the area if you
We did not.
Yeah, but I don't think you did.
All we did was chill at the bar or something, and then drink that gross water.
So I just want to look for the area that looks like it's been used the least. It's something that doesn't have maybe somebody's stuff there.
Make a perception check. Okay, looking around at all these, it looks like most of them have been used. In fact, it almost looks like all of them have been used. However, this one at the top right looks the nicest out of all of them.
Ooh.
And nicest is a very relative term. And you set up in there.
Is there like a chair or like a bed or something?
It's just like maybe a blanket just directly on the ground.
What are
I'll
these,
just
Jamie? These are
lay
just
down
tents?
on it.
Yeah, they're tents.
Okay, so that one he's inside is like multiple room?
Yeah, I mean, y'all 4 y'all could, actually probably like 8 of y'all could fit under it, but 4 of you could definitely fit.
Hey, you got a nice one, man. Nice. I'm gonna get
just
really
smile
close
and
to it and
nod.
start. I'm gonna start sleeping right here. And then I'm going to restore my lucky points, because God don't I need them. Just tell me the word. Give me the word, Jamie, and I'm gonna unclick these things.
Okay. Well, before I give you the word, is there anything anyone's doing besides just hanging out for the rest of the day and then going to sleep? Like, is there anything you needed to discuss? Is there an item you wanted to investigate? Anything extra before we just fast forward?
Mm-mm.
Okay. In that case, you guys wind down in this tent area, and as soon as you get tired, you go ahead and just lay down and start sleeping. All of you can gain the benefits of a long rest. You can go ahead and hit that button stab.
Yeah.
Let me see something here. Let me snag this. But yeah, time passes. I'll go ahead and update our clock here. And when you wake up, again, the sky's unchanged. You wake up a bit sweaty. You're reminded that Avernus is gross, it smells bad, it tastes bad, it feels bad. So you slept, but it was an okay to poor one at best. When y'all wake up, go ahead and subtract a ration also, unless you're gonna somehow eat here.
Didn't she give us rations?
She did.
Who has the ration?
I think they're in the truck.
Oh, they're in the truck? That's okay. I got one right here. Sausages.
Let's see. Okay, yeah,
Oh,
you guys are
shit.
awake.
My
Actually, I'm
shit
gonna
just
eat
break?
whatever's here.
All right, you got if you want to try to get some food here, yeah, there's that bar area that's still to the far left finger gap.
Okay. All right.
Shit, am I watching this car fucking take off? Jamie, did my shit just break?
Did it?
You guys see. Oh, no. I see myself. All right. My bad.
Are you good?
All right. Let's fucking head into the car. Let's get this fucking road trip started.
Well, Elgin's gonna go grab some food first.
Oh, my bad, buddy.
All right, you're all good. You're all good.
I'm gonna go
And
warm up the car for you.
I'm just gonna pick up whatever it is they got. Just whatever's eaten.
Okay. The barkeep that you had to deal with last time. I'm guessing you try to cut to the point with him. You don't want to dick with him.
Oh yeah, no, I literally just walk up, put my hand on the counter, and say, "What do you got to eat?"
So when you go walk up, he's chewing on something. Looks like maybe a lizard of some sort. He's eating pieces of the head already. When you say what you got to eat, he just holds it out to you.
What is that?
He swallows the bit in his mouth, and he says, "It's breakfast. You can have the rest. You want it?"
Sure, but do you have anything else?
Yes. 1 gold for this bread. And he just slaps down it almost looks like a rock in front of you.
Insight.
I'm gonna kind of poke at it, just to see how tough it is.
You poke at it, and if you're just kind of poking it, it doesn't even seem to give. But when you press into it, it does give a bit. So it does seem to be bread.
1 gold for this.
It's
Interesting.
special.
How about we do a different special? How about we do this doesn't cost 1 gold. Maybe I'd be willing to part with a few silver for a piece of bread like this.
Mmm. Ah. 5 silver and high five.
Yeah, do it.
I'll put the hand I'll slide the silver on the table and just put my hand up. I'm not even looking in his direction.
He holds his
That's a
hand.
fucking deal.
He hops over the counter partially and holds his hand up like in the air with yours, waiting for you to see if you do something.
I'll go ahead and just kind of move. I'll kind of go in for the 5.
Okay. As soon as you goes in, he rips his hand away and jumps back and just starts laughing. Big stupid! Take the bread, keep the 5.
That works too. And I just take it and immediately take a cautious bite.
It tastes horrible. You get the idea. It definitely is bread now in your mouth as well, but it's not good. It's a struggle to chew and swallow it.
Mm.
But it does, it is food, so you can consider yourself having eaten today.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Doya and Stab, when you approach down below, you see a tormentor with the 2 Kenku kind of still looking it over and doing some work, and it looks like one of them just finished installing a turret, or a harpoon turret, on the back of it.
Is that our car?
Are you asking me, or are you asking them?
Yeah, because there's 2 cars right here.
There are 2 cars right here.
Hey guys, is that our car?
When you asked that, the Kenku that you, I don't even know if you got these guys' names. I think y'all did. The Kenku known as Clonk hops off of it, walks up to you, kind of putting his hands together like he just got done doing some work, and says, "She's a beaut, ain't she? Who's driving? Who's driving?"
I'm driving.
He walks up to you and puts a hand on your shoulder and just motions towards the vehicle and then steps away.
All right, I'm gonna follow him. Wait, did I just control the vehicle?
You did.
Dude, I am the car!
But I'm going to ask you to stop moving the car around if you'll be so kind. You will be
Okay.
the driver, so you will be controlling the vehicle in the future, but only once you pilot it. You cannot move it if you are not in it.
Totally don't know what happened. I thought I was controlling my guy.
All good.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
So, again, no vehicle movement unless you put your guy on top of it.
we're gonna go on. Do I know how to operate the harpoon? Did Maggie show me that, or should I ask?
It's not something anyone really has to be taught.
Okay.
Inside of it, it looks like it's kind of rigged up to where you can control it from the
Okay.
back internally and you can still see outside.
I'm just gonna play around with the harpoon.
Sure. You hop in and you check the controls, and yeah, as soon as you turn the controls in the back, the harpoon turns with it. Looks like it's full 360 rotation and where you want to shoot. It also can rise and fall depending on how you angle it.
Does it shoot harpoons, or is it kind of like a winch mechanism?
It looks like it actually shoots harpoons, and you can see there are about 10 harpoons now just laying in the middle of the floor inside this tormentor.
Big are the harpoons?
They're pretty large. It looks like a thick, giant spear, almost. I referenced the artwork would be a good example. That whole bar is like the harpoon itself.
Okay, I'm just going to play around with the controls until everyone gets to the car.
Okay. Lulu's actually still kind of she's up, but she watched everyone walk out. She looks to you, Hayes. What are you doing?
I think Hayes stepped out for a bit.
Oh, wait, is Hayes not here?
Yeah, he's
Just
not here.
stepped out.
Oh, hope he's okay. I'm gonna assume he joined the party then. They're gonna come join you guys. All right, so the other Kenku walks up between Doya and Elgin and says, "Do what you can with what you got. Any questions?"
No.
Guys, get in!
He nods, and then as he's walking away, says, "Have a wonderful day." Clonk follows him.
All right. Stab.
Yeah.
Please don't kill us.
Oh man, I got this shit. Got the shit. Why don't you man the harpoon since you can't fire spells at your hands? Or can you? I don't know. Do whatever you want.
I'll man the harpoon.
Yeah.
What
So
is the
big.
seating arrangement like inside this thing?
Let me show you actually. So first, let me disconnect Stab here. So right there is the driver's spot. Doya right there is a passenger spot. Hayes jumps in the other passenger spot, and Elgin is in the gunner seat. That's how the seating
Where's
arrangement
Lulu at?
is.
Who's in the middle?
Lulu will go ahead and she'll fly inside and kind of just poke in the middle, which it's a little snug, but you all can fit in it still.
Do the seats like point towards the center, or is it like bench seats? What are we talking about on the inside of this thing? I want to visualize it, sir.
They all rotate. Inside, you got a metal floor with a. It's a bit. I don't know, what's that stuff you see on trucks? It's like metal, and they got those little rivets everywhere. It's kind of like that. The helm seems to have a huge slit so you can see, although it does provide a lot of protection from the front. The sides all have openable doors, but no windows. So if you want to look out the side, you literally have to fling the door open and dangle from the side of it. And the back has a seat with a newly installed, looks like pole that comes down with some controls. And looking through it almost looks like it uses mirrors to go up a bit and see out behind. So that way you can aim the harpoon and whatnot. Although it makes it really hard to shoot anything that's in front or to the sides, you could still try.
You said there were 4 doors?
It should be 2. I think if I said 4, that was an accident.
Okay. So
2 large
one
doors.
on each side? Are
Yeah.
they suicide doors, or are they like car doors that you're familiar with?
They're more car doors that I'm familiar with, I'd say.
Okay,
They open
so
up
if we
outwards.
fling them open, they're not going to stay open type of thing. They're going to try to close themselves.
Yeah, unless you push and hold them out.
Doya,
Understood.
ask if they have automatic windows or is it crank?
He said there's no windows.
Oh, smart boy.
But is there a CD player?
There is no CD player. Let me see if this works. So Stab, I'm going to go ahead and say during the duration of Mad Maggie taught you how to use this car. Tell me, is there in your character sheet section, do you see another token now?
In my character sheet?
Like if you were to go in Foundry and then find your token, do you
Yeah.
or up at the top, it looks like 3 little people, actors directory. Do you see another token there now?
Oh man, Jamie, you chose the wrong motherfucker.
You're the pilot. I got to talk to you about
Oh,
this.
damn, Jamie. Oh, there's talking about where it says at Fort Knucklebone and there's like 6 things there.
No. Very top right corner. Let's start from the beginning. You got the chat bubble, right?
Right.
Little fist, right?
Yes.
Little map, right? Or foldy thing, yeah?
Yeah.
And then the group of people, the actors.
It says players, stab, and bag of beans.
That's it?
That's it.
I don't know why you can't see this too, then. Okay, well, I gotta somehow give you access to this car. First, go ahead and move the car. Let's make sure you can drive everybody around.
All right, here we go.
Okay, go back. Pull it back. So
Did
that,
we complete the long rest?
yeah. Y'all completed the long rest. All right, let me.
Thanks, Discord.
Did it
How
mess
about
you
we
up?
make it like the Flintstones car and everyone just walk with the car?
Well, no, it's supposed to be linking, y'all. I have a tool that does that, and I thought it worked. Okay, try again. Why is it not working? Okay, get back. I'll figure this out. In the meantime, y'all have a conversation.
Isn't this car so cool?
Yes.
What's
Very,
about?
very cool.
Yeah. You want to see some
Remind
shit
me
that
again
I
why
learned?
you're the driver.
Because I could do this shit. Check this out, Jamie. Drift now.
We can't drift right now. I'm trying to fix your car.
We're gonna go real fast with me driving. I
There
know
it
the
goes.
secrets. Oh shit, Ito. Yeah.
No, not yet.
Does-
Go back.
Ah.
Does Lulu have to fly as fast as the car is moving if she's fluttering inside the cabin?
She's sitting inside the cabin, but if she was floating, she'd definitely have to do something to keep up. Try to drive it now, Steb. What the Okay, I don't know why it's breaking every time you try to control it for some reason.
I don't know, man. Maybe I should just click all of us or something. Maybe I do that. I could do that with me. Look at me. Look at me go.
Well, we'll worry about it in a minute. But regardless, you guys are all
I
inside.
cannot control my character anymore.
Oh shit.
Really?
Doya can.
Try now.
There we can.
Okay, so yeah, when you guys are getting in the car and actually manning a station, let me know because I'll have to lock you to it. And when you don't want to be in that station, I have to unlock you.
Go ahead and lock me into my station.
Okay, you hop in, you're locked in.
I've gotten in the vehicle. If there is any kind of restraint or something that can potentially be used as a restraint, I've wrapped it around myself twice, if possible, just like in Jurassic Park when you can't figure out the seatbelt and you just kind of ties it in a knot.
Okay. I'm afraid they don't really care too much about safety in these things. You could see nothing that would stop you from going anywhere if this vehicle went from going very fast to 0 at the same time.
Perhaps something we should speak with Maggie about.
Nah, you don't need that shit.
I'm just manning
any
the
speed?
harpoon.
Look, you don't worry about what I'm doing. You worry about driving and not steering us off a cliff.
All right, Jamie. Let me know when I can drive.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's because I gave the car to you.
Oh, it's moving with the harpoon now, at least.
Yeah. All right, sit still for a moment. Let me try one more time. All right. Now move for a bit. Nah, it's fucked. I don't know.
Now the harpoon got gone.
Yeah, it's just being weird. I don't know. Either way, you guys are now in your car. What would you like to do?
We gonna go out this bitch, man. Let's go.
Okay, but before you go, Hayes, you hear your backpack talking.
To the door of the Explorer, ain't it?
I kind of glance around. Do I understand what it said, or was it just like kind of muffled?
It sounds very muffled. It sounds like it sounds very, very muffled and weird.
Well, I didn't realize this would be what does it, but it seems as though I've finally lost my mind. And I'll glance around just to see if anybody else is looking over at me as if they've
Can
heard
we hear it?
All of you can hear it.
It's like, oh shit, what did you steal, man?
You didn't take a red cap, did you?
No, you got that skull.
And I reach around, I take my backpack off, and I just set it on my knees in front of me in the chair, and I flip it open.
Damn this car. Okay, are you flipping over your backpack and just emptying it?
No, I've taken my backpack off of my back. I'm still sitting in the car,
Mhm.
and I've set it on my lap. And
Okay.
I've opened the top pouch.
Okay. And you open the top pouch and you see all the stuff you store in your backpack in there. But you still hear the talking a little more clear now.
I want to go ahead and use produce flame, just to give us a bright light in here.
Huh?
Okay. Does produce flame, does it keep going or is it instantaneous?
It's 10 minutes.
Let's see. A flickering flame appears in your hand. Okay, you're putting it in your hand. Gotcha. So yeah, it's well lit in here.
I conjure a mage hand, and I send it down into the backpack, and I start shuffling things around.
Okay, you start shuffling your contents of your backpack around, moving around all the equipment you have in there and whatnot, and it just keeps moving around, and you keep hearing something in there speaking. Except it's kind of hard to hear still because it's, something's going on with your backpack.
I bring the hand back, and I just have it rest on my shoulder, almost like the thing from the Munster, or not the Addams Family. and I look over at my hand and I'll say, "I'll take care of it, Terry." And I lean over into my bag and I'll just yell in there, "Who's in my bag?"
You just immediately yell out, "Who's in my bag?" I don't know how your party responds to this, but you yell at your bag, and the mumbling is still just mumbling.
I put
You
my
all right?
ear up to the bag. Does it sound louder?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, you can actually make out a few of the words now. It's saying,
Use me, touch me, take advantage, have the knowledge, gain the knowledge, use me.
Can I hear that?
you hear the mumbling, but you can't make out what it's saying.
Okay.
I'm
Hey,
not
man,
so
you gonna-
I
familiar
would like.
You gonna
to-
show us what's in that bag?
I would like to. No! Stay away. I don't know what's happening
okay,
here.
man. Well, whatever's okay.
Nope.
Supposed to
Pay
know.
attention to the. Look,
Elders
I'm not
is
even
gonna
driving yet.
Well, I would like to argue the contrary there. You've been jerking us back and forth for the last 10 minutes.
Oh, is that canon?
Elders is gonna
Oh,
kind of look back at everything happening, and like he's just gonna kind of smirk and go back to staring at going back to working the harpoon.
I will pull out.
That's not even me.
No, that's me. It's me.
I'm gonna pull out my wand. And I'm just going to now carefully start moving things around in there until I can see or possibly pinpoint exactly what's making this voice. Because now that I've heard it say that it wants me to like pick it up or touch it, I absolutely do not want to pick something up or touch something accidentally.
Okay. Just kind
Last time I did that, I came out with a crab attached to my finger on the boat.
So you carefully peruse your backpack to try to pinpoint what exactly is making this noise, and since you determined it doesn't seem to be a creature or something hiding in it, after you've gone through most of your items, it seems like a furled up map is talking.
Of course, it's the Avernus map.
What are the
Alright.
odds that you've actually picked up a mimic or something?
Well, for all of our sakes, I hope very low. And I'll use my mage hand. I'll have it kind of hop off my shoulder. And I'll just say, "Terry, will you please grab the map?" And I'll have the mage hand pick the map up and bring it out of the backpack. And if that's what seems to be talking, I'll take my backpack and just set it down in the floorboard.
Okay, everyone you see Hayes uses Mage Hand to pull this map out, which now you can see is just rambling as he pulls it out. As it continues to just, with the same tier of stuff it said before,
Yes, so close, use me, I'll show you, I'll guide you. I know where you need to go, you know where you need to go, touch me.
Excuse me.
he didn't say anything.
I'll make my mage hand kind of shake it a little bit, just back and forth, and then I'll have it unfurl it and just kind of hang it, almost like a scroll.
Okay, so you have your Mage Hand shake it and unfurl it.
Man, you should have done this outside the car.
And it is indeed the map of Avernus laid in front of you, which you're pretty sure one of these wasn't supposed to exist, but you remember being shown this back in Candlekeep before you left out and bringing it with you. But it didn't talk or do anything weird then. But once you unfurl it, it says,
Yes, look at me, I can show you your destination, I can show you, touch me, but have a strong mind, a strong will, or suffer the consequences.
What
Ooh.
are you?
the map responds again.
I am the way drawn by the map designer himself. I am the answers. I am what you need to know and where you need to go. Just use me.
I'll just kind of glance over at everybody else, who I assume, minus Elgin, is just staring at me at this point.
Yeah, just staring at his ass.
I'm
sending
smirking over my shoulder.
Why, I suppose it's just fate that Elgin would get the talking dickhead shield and I'll get the talking dickhead map.
I don't know, man. He seems kind of cool to me. He didn't really, make fun of me or nothing. You know what I mean?
Leaving the mage hand holding it, I will reach out with my left hand and grab the other side of it and turn it to where it's oriented properly.
Sure, you take it and turn it a bit. And when you touch it with your hand, nothing really happens. But you turn it to orient it properly to where you can see all the pretty graphics and whatnot by whatever the hell made this. And when you grab it, it says,
Yes, when you want to use me, name your destination, and I will show you if your mind is strong enough.
Okay. I think... Show me the way to Mordenkainen's tower.
Not specific. Names. Need names. Where you are now, where you will go.
Wait,
What?
okay. What is this, Google Maps? We have to tell it exactly where we are now. Where are we now? What is this place called?
This is a dealership? Mad Maggie's dealership?
you guys
No,
have
it's
been
the
told
hand
this
of
a couple
something.
times.
It's the hand of something.
We're very cold right now.
Insight.
Claw of hand claw. Does the
I'll kind of open the door, and I want to just look out, just outside the door. Is there a red cap or a Kenku or anybody just out near the vehicle right now?
Outside the vehicle, once you pop open the door and look, it looks like both the Kenku have walked away. There's a couple red caps running around far away, but you're pretty much on your own right now.
I just roll my eyes and I go back in, let the door close. None of us know what this place is called. Okay. Map, do you have a name?
It doesn't respond.
Call me Map.
Of course it doesn't. Its name is Mappy now. His name is Mappy. All right, Mappy. We are at Mad Maggie's, and we would like to go to the Tower of Mordenkainen.
Neither of these names exist. Fake names.
Do you know where the Tower of Urn is, Map?
Tower of Urn. A real name. Will you do it? Will you attempt it?
Oh, look
what?
at grinning Doya.
You want to go to Mordenkainen's, you need to know where he is.
Well, clearly, yes. Yes, I would like to attempt it.
Name the place and touch me. Focus your mind or suffer the consequences.
I just take my index finger and I just point it into the map and I say, take me from where we are right now, current location, to the Tower of Urn.
Make a wisdom savings throw, Hayes.
Uh-oh.
You get a +10, remember? Or not +5, I mean.
That's a
Okay.
22.
So you put your finger just anywhere on the map and announce the location you want to be at. And you feel like something reaching into your mind for just a moment, probing, poking. It stings a bit, but eventually it relents. And slowly but surely, a name starts appearing on the map at a specific location.
Okay. I see it here now on the map, Tower of Urn. But where the fuck are we in relation? And I start scouring the map for any kind of landmark that looks vaguely familiar. I really don't want to get out of this vehicle.
Looking around the map, it's incredibly hard to tell what could be a fort and what couldn't.
Hey
Yeah.
man, let me just
Would
pull up
this
next
be
to one of these guys.
Hold on.
Hard to say.
I kick the door back open and I hop out and I want to find the nearest thing that's not a red cap.
Oh man, we could have just drove up. It's not like we're in a car or nothing.
All right, you step out and you glance around quick, looking for anything, and the only other thing you see out in the open right now, other than a red cap or a mad cap, is Mickey.
Ooh, perfect. Can't speak. Do it anyways. I might be wrong.
I will go up to Mickey with this map. And as I approach, I want to make sure he kind of sees me walking up with this map. I'll make eye contact. And assuming he looks cool, I'll approach.
Yeah, he's just looking at you. He doesn't seem hostile.
Right, Mickey, we have not had much conversation. Any. But looking at this, could you tell me just in general where we are right this moment on this map?
He looks at you and then looks at this map you unfurl, and he takes his hand and starts kind of scratching the massive worm tube that's connected to his mouth going around to his back. And he just stares at the map for what seems like 10 seconds and then just looks back at you with a blank stare.
Okay, right. Not a map reader. Have you seen Maggie? Wow, she's gonna want this thing, isn't she? Where have you seen the Kenku? Where are the Kenku?
He turns and points towards the little bar area where you guys went for food and water before.
I start to walk that way. I turn around and look back towards the car and just give like a
I'm gonna give him a thumbs up. We'll be here, buddy. You just you're the navigator.
Just dejectedly walk back towards the bar.
Oh, I'm not picking him up. He didn't want to use the car. Could have just been sitting down doing all that.
You head into the bar area, and there's a couple red caps now sitting inside, and you see both the Kenku sitting at a table, just kind of talking to each other, using a whole variety of voices. As you approach, they pause and look up at you, but they don't say anything.
Sorry to bother you. What is the name of this place we are in right now? This compound, this whole thing.
They both look at each other for a moment and then look back at you. And one of them says in Mad Maggie's voice, "Fort Knucklebone, toughest damn gang in all of Avernus resides here."
I just give them a pleasant bow, and I start to walk away and back out of the bar. And once I get outside of the bar itself, I'll point back, or I'll kind of pull the map back up in front of me, and I'll say, "Show me Fort Knucklebone."
And you place your hand on it again?
Yes.
Okay, make another wisdom savings throw.
Wait, Hayes, you say you get out of the car?
Yeah, I'm way away.
He is in the bar.
Okay, yeah, then yeah, okay.
It's a 9.
Okie dokie. Let me see something here.
How much damage do I take?
Oh no.
Roll a D100 for me.
No.
Neat.
Okay.
3.
Now roll a D10.
So I'm rolling in multiples of 3. 9, 6, 3.
Jesus Christ.
Math wizard.
Okay. You, as soon as you say
prime number.
Fort Knucklebone and put your hand into it, you focus for a minute, and your mind gets poked and prodded against it. This time it hurts, and it stings a lot. And then, when you open your eyes, you freeze in place and just fall to your side, completely paralyzed.
Oh. Can we see this?
No, usually you cannot.
Ah, jeez. I wonder
I am outside. I'm not in the bar. I'm outside the bar.
Oh, I thought you were in the bar.
No, I waited until I get outside the bar to touch the map.
Okay, then looking over, yeah, you all saw Hayes just kind of fall to his side, just like with his hand pressed on the map, like he didn't move. He went over like this, and he's just laying on his side now.
Did you guys see that shit?
Wait, what?
He
He
touched the
finally
map.
snapped.
This is fucking dumb. All right, let's go over there. He's having a panic attack. Doesn't know where he is. Getting all irritable. Let's go over there. I'm just gonna get out the car, Jamie, because I know that's not what he would have wanted. Because I so wanted to drive the car up to him. I so wanted to.
You
but I
hop out of the
can't.
car. Elgin and Doya, what are you doing?
I'm gonna make my way out of the car as well, but the whole time I'm kind of just like confused as to what's going on.
Okay, yeah, you hop
All
out
right.
of the car. You
He
head over
probably
towards him.
just ate something that didn't agree with him.
It happened when he touched the map. Hey, did this map do this to you? I'm gonna kick the map out of his hand. Fucking punk ass map.
And you kick the map and it just lands next to him. But yeah, Hayes didn't even look your way or say anything. He is literally paralyzed.
What's he
I'd
feel
like-
like?
Do a medicine check on him.
Okay, yeah, you can do a medicine check. And he feels like I don't know how often you touch him, but he feels the same as he's supposed to.
I touch his tail a lot when he's not looking.
Feels like a tail still.
Ah.
Doya, just looking for any wounds or poisons or anything that would have happened to him to cause this effect. You don't see any protrusions or anything that looks like it should have done this.
Yo, fix him up, man.
First, I have to figure out what's wrong.
Hurry up.
Is he cold to
go.
the touch? Anything?
He feels normal.
Okay, come on, buddy. Show me a sign. Show me something. Is he breathing?
It
Breathing?
seems to be very faint, but you definitely feel breath coming out of his mouth.
Is he blinking?
Not really. It looks like he's trying to move his eyes occasionally and maybe even his mouth, but it's almost just frozen stiff.
All right. For my forest trauma course, we learned first airways, then blood loss, and then shock. So, does he look like he's suffering from shock or anything?
It definitely looks very odd that he's just almost rigor mortis stiff laying on his side. I don't know if that's shock necessarily.
I'm just gonna be dumb and keep being like, "Hey, you all right? You all right, buddy?" And just nonstop that in his face.
He doesn't respond.
Elgin, you ever seen this before?
Not in my day. I'm gonna try and see if I can figure out. I guess just to. I don't even know what I could do that could potentially fix this. Wait. Not trying to metagame here, but like, can I tell that whatever it is that's happening, is it some kind of like, I don't know, like condition or something? Like, does it seem like something that like, does this seem magical or mystical in any way? Like,
Based on Doya's medicine check, you could only assume it has to be magical. Also, at about this
go
time,
ahead.
Hayes, your body releases itself. Your paralysis ends.
Oh,
Hey,
well,
you're
okay.
back.
Right. Let me
Oh,
put that
cool.
spell in my back pocket.
Yeah, I was gonna give you one of my potions.
I was about to use lesser restoration.
Ooh,
Same.
that would have been a smarter idea.
Oh, cursed maps.
Hey, man, you don't have to
The
do
map
this.
did this to you.
Let Doy
kind
do
of
it.
reach out and kind of put my push myself up off the ground, and I'll grab the map and I'll look at it, and I just want to look and see if Fort Knucklebone unveiled itself on there.
Looking at the map again, it looks like only the Tower of Erm is showing.
I have dealt with many a map, and only a handful of cursed maps.
Yeah,
None like this. That
yeah. Technology,
called?
right? 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
it seems like it, but
Yeah.
perhaps I can. We can't know which direction we need to go if we don't know where we are on this map. It doesn't matter what the physical direction is that we drive now. We need to know relative to this, and I point towards the Tower of Erm again,
Oh,
where we are.
So
and I
what-
look over towards Elgin. Do I feel that kind of inspiring presence?
If you're within 10 feet of me.
Mm-hmm.
We're all huddled.
Yeah,
Okay.
so then yes.
All right. So, I'm going to just take my finger and put it on the Tower of Erm, and I'm just going to start kind of drawing just invisible circles with my finger on the map, and I'm just kind of saying under my breath, where would we be? Where would we be?
Going to grab his hand and pull it back for a second and say, you need to do this carefully. And I'm going to go ahead and cast guidance on him.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just gonna
Are you
play.
just telling
got
me
a
to be
D4.
careful?
Yes. Think it through. Be logical. Be careful.
Were you doing that before, Hayes?
Yes!
Just making.
I don't know. You've been a little emotional today, a little stressed out. I think you need to deep breath, and then try.
Let Doya show you how it's done. Doya, you touch it.
Mm-mm.
Okay, it's your talking map. My bad, dude.
In, out.
I take my hand and just place it on the map gently. Show me Fort Knucklebone.
Make a wisdom savings throw. You get a +5 by default, and you get to roll a d4.
$17.
Okay. You
+5.
feel again your mind being almost like it almost feels like I can describe it better now since it's happened to you twice. It's almost like it's being externally assaulted, but fortunately it doesn't break through this time, as the location of Fort Knucklebone does reveal itself on your map. There's no text for this one, however, but I can tell you right there.
Okay.
Oh, cool. We just have to cross the fucking river of blood.
You also hear a voice behind you now perk up and say, "Well, I'll be damned! Look at that!"
Did
Who's
everybody hear
that?
that?
Oh, is
yeah.
that everyone?
Yeah, she's right. She's right behind you. It sounds like Mad Maggie talking.
Oh, shit.
Hey,
I
what's up,
take
Matt
the
Maggie?
map and I just kind of start rolling it up.
She chuckles a bit and says, "Not like that's gonna do too much good for you. They look nothing like Avernus itself. There's not a permanent river going through. There's bridges and ferries and all sorts of stuff."
Oh,
Well, it
shit.
at least gives us a general direction of where we're trying to go.
I suppose that's kind of true, but distances in Avernus work a little different from what you expect. But you are right. At least you know that way. she cackles and just
It's
starts
closer
walking
than
away.
what you gave us.
She heads back inside of her.
Chill,
her
chill
hut.
now, chill. Aw, did she already leave?
Yeah,
Okay,
she just walked away cackling.
Can I just, hey, Mad Maggie,
Yeah, she stops and turns around.
where would be the closest bridge or the best place to get to where we're going?
Follow the river. Bound to find one eventually, right?
You're right. Thank you for the car. Sorry for
I'll-
the interruption.
I'll kind of just roll my eyes and turn back towards the
I thought she knew something.
vehicle.
We'll try to help you back up to your feet since you fell over there as well.
You guys want to? I see a sweet ramp right
I
here.
accept the help and I kind of brush the dust off of me.
I'm gonna see the map. Hayes, see that sweet ass ramp right here? I bet if we fucking, we go like fucking fast, pick up speed, jump over this, land right fucking here. It's the best
That would be
bet.
perfect. Can you
Yeah.
point to it?
Is it not working?
No, point to the where's the ramp?
Right here, buddy.
And what's
right here.
Oh, sick ramp. We should give it a name.
Yeah.
What should you name it?
Dead Man's Cliff.
Dead Man's Cliff.
Are you touching the map when
Yeah.
you
You
say
should-
that, Stab?
No, I'm just pointing at it because I know what it did.
Okay.
I touch his finger with it. I pull it.
Oh no, you piece of shit!
Nothing happens.
All right, what happens?
Nothing happens.
Okay. Oh, dude, what the fuck? I don't want to get all fucking stiff.
I look at him very seriously, but then kind of just do a little side smile and say, "You should be very careful when you're interacting with the map. And I'll roll it up and put it in my bag.
It's not like we got best friend rings or something. It's not a best friend ring. I'm gonna give it to someone else.
I give him it's a bracelet, but yes.
My bad.
It is you are wearing a
Oh
bracelet.
yeah, it is.
Don't even remember what it is, so right. And I'll just walk
Oh,
off.
you didn't even give me a ring. I wasn't good enough for a ring. Okay,
You
cool.
have to earn the ring.
All right, we head back to the car. I'm gonna start walking back to the car.
Sure.
All right. I'll follow suit.
I'll try to keep helping Hayes with the breathing exercise. I know it's probably pissing him off in the back of my mind, but like, you gotta find that focus, sir. Focus.
I make my way to the Do we have a name for this car? For this vehicle?
You only know the class of vehicle it is. You know it is a Tormentor class.
Okay. So for now, I'm just going to call it the Tormentor. I'll head back to the Tormentor and I'll hop back in that same back left seat.
That mobile?
Oh, did they take the corpse yet, Jamie?
That actually looks like I got a different, slightly smaller Tormentor for you pulled around. So that vehicle still has a body sitting up on top of it.
Oh, we got a smaller one. Mad Maggie downgraded us. All right, we good to go? I could only see the map right now.
I'm in my seat. I'm good to go.
All right, who's navigating this? Because I'm just the driver, right?
Well, it's me.
All right, cool.
I'm the navigator.
All right, Jamie, I'm gonna pull the fucking lawnmower start engine like.
So you're popping a soul coin in?
Okay, yeah. Do I know how long it'll like the distance per soul coin or some shit?
I would say when Maggie was training you, she said it could last about a full 24 hours.
All right, guys, we got 24 hours. As soon as I roll this bitch in, and then I roll it in.
If we stop the engine, will it stop using the soul coin, or is it one of those things where we light the fuse and it runs till the firecrackers out?
The way
And
she
also,
would have...
is there like a Viper security system that's on it? So if we get out, nobody can come steal it?
I'm afraid there is no Viper security system, but I can tell you that once that coin is inserted, it essentially just starts a ticker. Like from 24 hours from now, you won't be able to stop it or anything. It'll be out of energy.
Okay, so I can't stop once I'm
By the way,
going.
was this a soul coin that was already in there?
No, this is the one soul coin that Stab has. I believe you had one and you had 3, Elgin.
Okay, cool.
All right, so what are you doing, Stab?
Hey.
Hey, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm about to start pulling up to the gate, man.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna do it really, really, really cautiously though.
you
Like,
pop
holy shit, we're moving.
Yeah, you cautiously approach the Fort Knucklebone gate, and as soon as the Red Caps see you, they just open the gate immediately, and they're kind of just looking down at you, just not really actually goofing off too much as you're about to leave.
All right, let's fuck these red casts. Am I right? Maybe do shit. Marty. And then I just take off.
Okay, you take off to the plains of Avernus, heading out the way you came in.
Which way, buddy?
I'll guide him to kind of circle around. I'll look at the surroundings and try to compare it against what I'm seeing on the map. But I'll guide him to kind of circle around.
Where are we?
Instead of here and go towards the west.
I do as directed.
Okay, so you curve out of this area, and it seems to lead immediately into like these rocky outcliffs where you're having to drive in like I don't know if you call it a gully. It's a narrow path between all these huge rocks that you're driving between. So not a lot of room to maneuver. Occasionally it looks like the path curves right or curves left, or you can go between these. But for the most part, you guys are surrounded by cliff edges as you're driving along. Oh man, I had car ambience, but it's not working. That's sad.
Let's do it with your mouth. Jamie.
You guys might be able to hear it, but I don't think the stream can hear it. So yeah, you guys are actually moving along now, and Stab, this thing feels like it's got some pretty good control. if you were to, in real life, you compare it to something, it feels like kind of like a dune buggy more than anything. So it's got some good grip. It's got some good shocks and whatnot. I don't know if you. Oh, there it goes. Now it's working. I don't know if you have access to its character sheet, but you have a few moves you can do because you are the driver. You can use a reaction to juke with the vehicle if you have to make a dexterity save. So if something's in the road or looks like some shit's about to happen, you have to dodge it. You have the ability to do that with this car. It also has crushing wheels. You can run over things. It'll hurt it very bad. And you have the raking sights. Those go off automatically when you pull towards something. You got it?
Yeah,
Excellent.
I might ask for a refresher.
That's fine.
It's only 3, so cool.
So, given the distance of where you are to where you're going, it's really hard to tell how long this is going to take. So, I'll say you've been driving for about 15 minutes now, Stab, and it feels kind of getting used to it and whatnot as you're driving through this valley. Very tight with rocks, meaning if you pull the wrong way, you will suddenly come to a stop, and it'll be a painful one, but you're getting kind of comfy. What are you guys talking about while riding in this thing?
I'm actually gonna be unusually silent.
I'm gonna
'cause I'm just
notice
kind of
it and
looking
try to
off to the
talk.
side.
Be like, hey, buddy, what kind of magic power do you want?
None that I don't already possess.
Oh,
Just
then why are you so excited to see this dude?
would like to learn how to control what I already have.
I mean, you can't control it?
Not always. Fortunately, we've not run into any issues.
You know, there's a master with us, right?
And don't do that type of magic.
Not in.
He's not
Not
that
in
kind
the-
of master.
Oh, yeah,
Not in
my
the
bad. We
field
gotta use
that
this
I
one. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Need.
Man, I forgot he don't do nothing. My bad.
He is
man.
the master.
You know,
of
I'm just
backflips.
kidding.
Backflips and healing you guys.
You all right there, buddy? I'm just still talking to Hayes because I know there's something wrong with him. I guess. I think. Can I tell? I
If
can tell, right?
something's wrong with Hayes?
Yeah.
I don't know. You can do an insight, and he could tell you if you can or not.
Insight. Oh, I have to do more than just say it, don't I?
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
actually roll something.
I declare bankruptcy!
Yeah. Oh, mine's pretty good.
Okay, he crit. What's he notice,
crit.
Hayes?
You gotta fucking steal those beats.
But
you
wait, what if
definitely-
he crits?
You can definitely see like an air of concern on my face. That my thoughts are not necessarily all entirely right here in the moment. That I don't necessarily seem troubled so much as just my mind seems elsewhere.
What you thinking about?
Well, I suppose all of the potential outcomes of driving out in a hellish vehicle into the middle of one of the circles of hell, potentially going face to face with a fallen angel, potentially finding an ally that can perhaps guide me in controlling my sometimes uncontrollable abilities, and hopefully figuring out a little bit more about, well, I suppose let's just leave it at the fate of my soul.
Damn. Well, man,
So
you know,
nothing too much.
Okay, well, you know, look, we got this fucking sweet ass ride. You know, I'm gonna like bam, like slap the side of the car when I say that shit. I mean, look at this shit. I'm just gonna point to like some. Is there anything cool around, Jamie?
Is there fuzzy
Um,
dice?
Just like in the scenery.
If you want it, there could be some little demonic fuzzy dice.
I want to see
at
like
the-
some
the
fucking
front.
naked, fucking weird shit.
There's no naked weird shit inside. Unless you're
What's the
looking
coolest thing
outside,
that-
maybe you'll see like a demon.
I'm looking for
occasionally.
outside shit, like in the distance.
And sometimes on the cliff edges, you'll see like some weird beast you've never seen before. It looks like it could be a mix between like a wolf and a horse, or just something odd, or something chewing on something else that's dead. Maybe an imp flutters
look at
by.
that. Look at that crazy shit right there, man. Look at that. Look at that. You wouldn't have ever seen that. You didn't come on this journey. Sometimes you just gotta not worry so much.
I suppose you're right. And
But I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but chill. Just chill.
I suppose we could be in much poorer circumstances.
Man,
Somehow
that's
we've
right.
ended up with some sort of machination to traverse us across Avernus.
You want to shoot one of these babies with the harpoon? That cheer you up?
No, I would not like to shoot a baby. No.
Elgin,
Okay.
what's your passive perception?
Oh. My passive perception is a 15.
Okay, so you're listening to Stab and Hayes talk. Hayes seems to have something serious going on. Stab's trying to kind of ease it up a bit, but you're kind of half listening and then occasionally just looking at the harpoon and maybe looking through to see if you see anything. One of this is you look through your harpoon. I'm gonna call it scope. We'll go ahead and call it scope, and you see it looks like something in the distance on the same path you're on, closing in and fast.
I'm gonna, I guess, well, I clearly see that something's coming. Can I roll anything to see if I can get a better look at what it is? Or I guess I'm looking through a scope, so I would clearly see what it was.
Yeah, you would
I
see.
can see just enough to see that something is coming.
It looks to be like another vehicle of some sort. It's getting closer and closer, and it looks damn fast.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of bang on the side of the, like, I guess, I'm gonna bang against the interior of the car, and like, hey, eyes up, everyone.
Oh shit, we got company?
We've got company.
Where's it coming from, Jamie?
It's coming from behind. And Elgin, when you look through that
Yeah.
scope again, this thing it might be like 50 feet away from your car now. It's caught up with you. And I'm gonna go ahead and take us over what's going on.
Fucking speed.
In fact, everyone go ahead and roll initiative for me. See how we approach this.
Ooh,
You're
shit.
going to have to give us tokens, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're right. Also, fair warning, your ambience, make sure it's on the one slot above the very bottom for the sake of your ears.
Oh.
Oh shit, mine's cranked up.
Yeah, mine is too.
You got a couple seconds. I'm preloading a scene for y'all.
Reloading.
Neat.
All right, that might be long enough. Everyone's just still preloading?
I'm still on the map. What do I see
I'm
different?
still on the map.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I know, but there's no bar
My
loading. right?
loading bar finished.
Excellent.
Just
Oh.
Let's head
Yeah,
on
mine too.
over to what you see then.
Ah!
Oh, look at that shit!
Oh!
Jamie, put on the Final Fantasy VII motorcycle chase song.
I had that, but I changed my mind for
The
something
ambience
else.
is so loud!
Ah,
I told you to turn the
I literally
ambient
got it.
down.
I didn't believe you!
I got it just in time.
Oh, there's lightning!
So,
that's a happy boy.
everyone go ahead and roll initiative, and I'll describe what's happening here.
All right, let me get
Wait,
my...
can I click my guy? I can't click my guy. There he is.
I was able to.
Yeah, got it. We're good.
Oh, I got a crit.
It says I
Dude,
didn't
the
have
rev
a...
and hinges, bro.
That's weird. I got you covered. I can
I
type
rolled
in
a
y'all
15.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it said I didn't have a token selected, but I clearly did.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, normally I can click my guy and it'll stay clicked, but it
Not
won't
right now, right?
stay clicked.
It might be because y'all are locked into the seats. The car should work fully now. Stab, just out of curiosity, move the car forward and back, please. Stab.
I'm trying.
Oh, is it not moving?
Can't move.
Okay, you just tell me where you need to go, and I'll drive you. Doya, what'd you roll?
Oh shoot, where'd it go? 9.
Is this Mad Max?
All right, and Elgin, what'd you roll?
I rolled an 8.
And Stab, I don't see you on the board here. Did you
I did
roll?
23.17. I honestly got a crit.
I got you. 23? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
0.17. Be specific. Okay. So, as this car pulls up to you, you see a hatch open up, Elgin, in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And you see a figure pop out of it, screaming out at you. He looks like this. As he shouts, "Pull over, pussies! What's yours is mine now! Or I'm gonna blow you off the damn road!" And he just starts cackling as he closes the hatch, and you see both the harpoons twisting in your direction.
Oh, jeez.
I'm gonna just shout back.
Okay. Just kidding.
Alright.
Everybody get ready.
Can I
Buckle up,
just
buckaroos.
can I see or hear what has just transpired?
If you sling open the car door and just look, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll do that, and I'll just say, "Fuck you, pig!"
Pig.
All
Thought I
right,
smelled bacon.
Stab, you're helming the car right now, and you're also the first to react.
Go.
What would you like to do?
I'm going to speed up and get the fuck away from this guy. There's
Okay,
only
so-
like one trail, isn't there?
Yeah, it looks like there's no turnoffs right now. You just only go straight. Or
right.
stop the car.
No, I'm not going to stop the car. We're just going to go as fast. I'm going to put pedal to the metal, baby. Doing it.
Okay, you're trying to floor it and go as fast as you can. You can push the car to go faster than it should be able to. But based on the speed it's caught up with you at, you are not really outrunning it that well. You speed up a little bit, but it seems to match your pace.
Guys, this is as fast as we can go. Somebody shoot it. What can I do with the car again, Jamie? Can I drop ninja swords or some shit? Banana peels, big item boxes.
It has sights on it, so if you were close enough, you could swipe at it. But that's all you have as the driver. You can also, you still have the ability to juke if something tries to shoot at you and whatnot.
What does juke mean again besides jukebox? So I could
It's-
just like evade.
God,
Like
you
the
boomer.
sides.
Dodge.
Yeah, like you,
Like,
you
yeah,
could dodge
dodge.
stuff.
Like
if,
Memphis cooking.
if it imposes a savings throw on you, you have advantage on it.
All right.
But you can
You're
tell me
making
right now
quick-
if you want to move the car at all. Up, down, left, right.
Nah, I can't really move it.
No, I can move it for you. See?
Oh shit. Yeah, just get some distance for now. I'll save the fucking things for later.
Okay, so you
It's
push
just
it
kinda-
just a
yeah.
little bit, trying to pull ahead.
And
Is
I'm
that-
just gonna focus on my driving.
Okay. In that
The other
case,
guys handle it.
we're going to go to Hayes. Hayes, you looked out the door and you saw something that's got a huge trike head on the top, multiple harpoons, and you're pretty sure a huge dangling chain ball of some sort off the back, just as it was swinging behind it. What would you like to do?
It's got one of those metal testicles on it.
Okay. I don't want to. I need to prod the defenses here first before I do anything too crazy. Oh, good night, wifey.
Aww.
I would like to. 1 to 5 pounds. So I know we're moving kind of quickly. Are we moving at a pace to where I could kind of look out the door and find some kind of medium-sized, like, stone or boulder and use catapult to launch it?
Absolutely. I'd almost say you could use your arm like a telepathic golf swing and just hurl one straight off the ground at it.
Okay. So that's what I would like to do. And I would like to hurl it specifically at one of the harpoons on the back that is like rotating and starting to aim towards us.
Try him at harpoon. All right. That means it has to
This
make a
one
savings throw,
specifically
right?
Yes, it needs to make a dexterity save.
Okay. You go ahead and link catapult. And what level are you casting at?
I am just going to do a level 1 currently.
Okay, so you fling open this door as you're dangling halfway out this car, and you're hastily looking, and very quickly you see some debris, and you just reach out with your catapult, trying to grab whatever and swipe towards this vehicle that's chasing you. This rock is flying at it at a very fast speed, and it's already being thrown at it at the speed you're going, but it will try to use the juke action, or reaction, to dodge out of the way of it. And it failed. This rock just slams against part of the skull of the front of this vehicle, and it looks like it chipped off a little bit of it. Let's see.
Well, I was aiming at the catapult.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, if you were aiming at the catapult, that would be a little bit different outcome. So it slams this catapult. It looks like it kind of knocks it off its trajectory just a little bit. And also, you can, if you're still dangling out looking, it's extremely hard to tell if you did any damage to the machine itself. But you saw it definitely connect.
Okay. At that point, I will slink back into the vehicle and close the door to catch my breath. End of turn.
Let's see, that would be... Okay, you fall back into the door and shut it. And just kind of... just take a breather. That's going to bring us to some of these enemies in these vehicles. So, you see... You see the... or I guess Elgin would see this better than anybody. Elgin, you see the northern turret twisting and locking onto you, and it looks like it's about to fire off at you.
Shit.
Which, fortunately, you see it just shoot right at your vehicle, but just a little bit to the side.
Jamie, does my car have a armor thing? Armor class?
It does.
Can I know the number?
Not specifically, but I bet you'll find out pretty soon, because another turret's being fired at you right now. The southern one specifically.
Juke!
This one, I'm afraid this is an attack roll, so it's not a savings throw, so you wouldn't be able to use your juke currently. But this harpoon slams right into your vehicle, near the side of you, actually, Elgin. You see it pierce through and land right next to your right leg. Fortunately, missing it, but definitely damaging to the vehicle. It's gonna... As your vehicle takes 11 damage.
Didn't realize we were driving through Memphis on the way to fucking the Tower of Erm. And here we are.
Damn.
Fucking South 240 loop. Let's go.
Man, dude, I feel like I hit that pothole on Poplar. Going down the right lane.
There's more creatures inside, but they're just chilling right now. Doya, you're up.
Turn to a spider. Oh shit! You got something actually cool.
Erupting Earth. What happens?
Think I lost my headset.
You
guys still hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. It wasn't working just a second ago. So I'm going to stick my head out, see that big wheel across the front, and try to slow this thing down with erupting earth. Fountain of churned earth and stone erupts in a 20-foot cube centered on that point. And each creature in that area must make a dex saving throw. 3d12 damage, all yada yada yada. And the ground in that area becomes difficult terrain until cleared. So hopefully that'll give us some edge.
Okay, so it's going to have to make a dexterity savings throw again. I believe it's already used its reaction this round, so it cannot do it again. Or the pilot can't, at least. So it's making a basic dexterity save. And it succeeded. Does it take
so
half
it'll
damage?
Take half damage of 20, so 10.
All right. Let's see. And you were just, okay, so you were targeting as a whole. So it takes, it looks like it took a little bit of damage and shook it up. The terrain didn't really slow it down too much. You could see it fall behind just slightly, but it's still keeping up.
And I'll yell over my shoulder. I gave us a little bit of breathing room, but we better figure out something fast.
Speaking of which, Elgin, it's your turn to figure something out.
Oh my god. Here, let me see something here. Ugh. This might be. Ooh, shit! I don't think I have anything that can.
Joy, are you in the?
Oh
Discord?
wait, I do. I do.
Big ol' harpoon gun.
No, I got something better than that.
Oh, fuck the harpoon gun.
I'm actually gonna kind of sidestep the harpoon, and I'm gonna shoot a fireball.
Okay, so are you gonna open the door past Hayes or Doya?
Yeah. I'm gonna open the door past Hayes. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna shoot it at them.
Does it have a sunroof?
But yeah, I'm gonna kind of hang out a little bit, and I'm gonna kind of put the shield in front of me, Captain America style, and I'm gonna let one fly.
All right. So you swing open this door and hold your shield out, and this bead of fire launches right towards this vehicle's face, and a massive eruption happens. It looks completely unavoidable. I'm going to say it failed its save regardless, as it's just engulfed in these flames. But as you're staring at it, looking at a moment of triumph, as this thing was engulfed by fire, it emerges unscathed.
I'm going to duck back in and close the door. I'm just going to look at everybody else. It didn't work.
Oh, shit, man. Anybody gonna use the harpoon?
I'll use it next.
Next up would be Lulu, who is in between all of you, just saying, "What should we do? Should I fly outside and try to help?"
Stay in the car, Lulu.
Okay, I'll stay inside. And Lulu just holds her action, waiting for more specific orders. Next up would be the warlord himself, who popped out of that hatch. He is currently driving. He's going to use his turn to move up a bit.
Great.
As he gains
got
on
tickle
you.
physics on the Tourette's, man.
Just a little bit he gains on you. And it looks like, again, the front of this vehicle seems to be equipped for just demolishing things. It looks like a huge pair of chompers with spikes in it. Next up would be another creature inside, manning a different station. He can do nothing in his position right now. That'll bring us back to you, Stab.
All right, Zimbabwe. This whole time I've been serving. Oh, go ahead.
How much can we communicate with each other in here, on what we're gonna do on our turn? Since we're all just in a cabin together. I don't want to metagame, but I also what's the line?
Sure, I could go for a plan.
I would say if you're not trying to share opinions back and forth, then I'd be fine. If you're say, "Stab, pull closer, I have an idea," or something like that, that's fine. But if you want to be like, "Stab, okay, now you pull," go ahead.
Could I say something well, here, I'm just gonna say it, and you tell me if no, okay?
Sure. Okay.
Stab, hold on just a moment and prepare to pull to the side of them and perhaps use the blades.
Okay, I'll wait for your signal.
And I'm basically asking him to hold his action until I do my thing.
Okay.
And
Stab, do you do
following. Nah, fuck this. No, just kidding.
I'm flooring it.
Yeah. I'm doing what he says.
that? Okay. Hayes?
Okay. I'm gonna pop open my door. And I'm just gonna... From all of the brooding I've been doing up to this point, just in my mind, I'm gonna reach out to the dark presence that has had its icy grip around my soul since I was a child, and my eyes are going to go kind of a smoky gray, and I am going to cast darkness on top of the vehicle behind us, centered on it, attempting to completely blind them.
Okay, so go ahead and did you link darkness? Yeah, link darkness. All right, in a 15-foot radius, and you're putting it right at like kind of where the hatch is for this thing.
Center. Yeah, like right in the center of it. So it's 15 foot in every direction from that center point.
All right, let's see. So that would be should be about like that. Let's give it an effect. Make it intense and higher animation, and give it a color. There we go.
Ah, shit.
Yes.
All right, so you cast this darkness on what you hope is their side out point, and it completely looks pitch black over on top of this vehicle.
And then I'll just kind of hop back in, close the door, and pat Stab on the shoulder a couple times and say, "Pull beside it and use the blades."
All right. Stab's got to do what a Stab's got to do. All right, Jamie, do what Stab's got to do.
Okay. Do you want to pull? How beside it do you want to be? Like in front of it? Do you want to be like a little under it, a little
I want to
above
be
it?
to the side of it because I
North-
don't want to deal with the trumpers.
Top side
Let's
or
do
lower
north.
side?
Top side. Which side that looks like it has more room?
Looks like top side has a little bit more.
Top side.
All right.
Can I tell that they know where I'm? I want to like do it, seeing if they can tell if they can see us. Then
As you're pulling up, it doesn't look like they're changing position or anything like that. And you pull up right next to them. You can go ahead and engage them scythes. Let me see. Are you doing?
how
Are
do I
you?
do that?
Oh, I got you covered. So you expend these raking scythes. They're going to do 2d10 damage if they fail a dex saving throw, which they're going to do with disadvantage since they're in darkness right now.
You want me to do that?
I don't know. I got it.
Okay.
They crit
man, you
fail.
should've made me do it. God damn
So
it.
I'm going to say that those scythes actually hard scrape the front side of their car, almost taking their wheel out as you deal. All right, you can roll the damage actually, Stab. Roll 2d10 plus 2.
Maybe you should have let me roll that shit.
Wow. All right. You nail their vehicle, just scraping the crap out of it. That actually triggers an additional effect here. Let's see. That is higher than the mishap threshold. So, Stab, roll a d20. Okay, let's see what happens. That was
Zimbabwe.
18. All right.
Oh, thank you very much. That's stupid.
Oh, that's appropriate. It looks like you, that slice on that front right wheel, you actually got a bit under it as well, and the axle of the vehicle's damaged. It's going to have disadvantage on all dexterity checks and ability checks and attack rolls from creatures inside the vehicle because it's too wobbly and a little slightly out of control.
Nice.
So good hit.
Yeah.
I turned back to Stab and said, "Perfect. Yes."
Do you want to move away a bit, Stab? You have about 40 feet you can move right now.
Do I get what's it called?
An opportunity
Do they get-
attack?
Yeah.
They blind.
Yeah, they're blind right now. They wouldn't get that.
All right, we gonna pull forward and see what happens.
Okay, you slow down and hit him with that scythe and quickly just floor it again as your back tires skid a bit and you pull off just slightly away from them.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm just maintaining my concentration on the darkness.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Okay, and that's going to bring us back to some werebores. There is you guys can't hear it, but I can guarantee there is shouting going on inside this thing as you see the turrets kind of just spinning in various directions, just kind of like hoping they're going to hit something as they aim and fire. And they're going to make these attack rolls with disadvantage just straight ahead to see if they hit. Where's my harpoon? There it is. Okay, that first harpoon just flies and hits a rock cliff. It doesn't even head in you guys' direction. Same result with the second one. It just flies way over your vehicle. It seems their blindness is definitely taking a toll. This wereboar is manning a station that can't be used right now. Doya.
I would like to attempt to erupt the earth underneath them again.
All right.
But I want to make it a called shot. Does that affect it any?
That would depend, because if you're making a called shot, that means the enemies can too. And so far, we haven't played that way. If you want to change
I won't
that,
worry about it. Nah,
okay.
Nah.
In that
Let's
case,
see if
they
they
just
can
need to make a dex
pass
save.
that dex roll.
And normally they'd be able to juke as a reaction, but in this situation, it's a little too much going on with them. They failed.
That'll be 23 damage then, sir.
Okay, you see the car just all under it, just even knocking it back a bit. Let's see, let me do the 23 first. Okay, and you see the vehicle, it's almost like it's slowing up a bit. I'm gonna move that light back too. Move with the thing. But it's still keeping pace, it's just fell a bit behind, but it looks like it took some good damage. It's dented up a good bit.
Then I will stick my head back inside and go, please don't let him hit us. Please don't let him hit us.
All right, Elgin.
All right. I guess this time, since the fireball didn't work, I'll try the harpoon.
Okay, you aim the harpoon and go to fire it. Did you see that pop up on the right? Can you click attack?
Wait, what?
On the chat window in Foundry, do you see attack damage down there in the chat? Or is that not showing up?
No.
Okay, I got you then. So you aim this harpoon at this vehicle and just take a shot. But unfortunately, your shot flies wild as it soars over it.
Well, that's all I got.
Would you like to use your bonus action to load up one of the harpoons and reload?
Yeah, I will reload.
Okay, you hastily grab one of the harpoons laying towards the center floor and shove it through this tube up there. You hear a couple clangs and bangs as it seems to get in position, and it's ready to fire again. Next will be Lulu, who seems to be just looking at all of you, just a bit worried still that you're being pursued. Next will be Ragadraga, who, Elgin, you can see this hatch fly open again. Oh, no, you can't. It's complete darkness. But you hear something fly open as you hear, "Damn cowards, get this blackness out of here! I'll kill you! I'm gonna floor it! Fuck it! I'm gonna..." And he goes back down into his latch. And you hear the engines behind you just as this car just starts going forward at an incredibly fast pace. It looks like you see smoke and just sparks coming out the back of it, as it looks like it's damaging the car by doing this, until it moves up almost on your rear, but not quite.
Oh, shit.
This car's going to suffer an exhaustion point for that. Next up will be one more werebore in the back, which can't do anything, and back to stab.
All right. How many times could I use the scythe?
It's once per round when you move into a target's range. So you're barely out of range of it right now.
Do it one more time.
Okay, you gonna slow the car up, just hit him with them sights?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so you slow up just a bit, just to get into this thing's range, where your slice lash out again. Let me pull those up. There they are. So go ahead and... Oh, they're going to make a dexterity savings throw first, which they can attempt with disadvantage. Okay, they're going to fail again. Go ahead and roll 2d10 plus 2. 15. Okay, that is some good damage. All right. You slice through again pieces that Trike's head just above the chompers itself. And when you do, you actually see the chompers. It looks like they're becoming a bit more active now. Almost like they're trying to feel something out. Or you don't see that. I guess Elgin does.
Okay. After that's done, I'm going to peel forward as far as I can.
Okay. You start flooring it forward, and as soon as you do, this time around, something different happens. Those chompers that were becoming more active are going to try and latch down onto the back of your car.
I use my dodge reaction.
He's at juke.
My juke reaction.
They're going to do disadvantage with this.
With me?
No. Your juke is only for saving throws. This is an attack.
Oh.
Unfortunately, will actually bite on to like between the wheel and the little exhaust and behind your car and clamp hard for 27 damage to your vehicle.
Damn.
As you start trying to pull away. There we go. But you're able to pull away. You're able to move 20 feet away from it.
Oh, did it release or something?
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't chomp and grab. It's like a type deal.
Okay.
And also something else is happening. Since you're the pilot right now, Stab, roll a d20.
Do I get saving things from Elgin's graciousness?
Wait,
No.
is this a save?
Yeah.
No. This isn't a save. This is what's called a mishap for your vehicle.
Oh.
It looks like
yay.
that bite, Elgin. You can you have a new way of seeing outside currently. As you look down and to your right and see a huge, massive hole just taking out the back of your vehicle.
Oh shit.
As your vehicle's armor is reduced tremendously at this point.
Oh fuck.
My bad.
Hayes.
Got greedy.
Okay. After feeling this like violent shaking, I'm still just focusing on the darkness, but I will turn around and I'm assuming I can also kind of peer through this new orifice in the back of our vehicle.
Yeah, you could see out of it now. And you see those gnashing teeth a bit to the side.
Okay. So am I looking at this right as like the vehicle behind us? It's got one big front wheel underneath that big Triceratops head?
It's too separated. There is a gap under the skull.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm saying it's one big like wooden wheel, right? Or,
No.
or you're saying it's two wheels?
It'd be two wheels.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to kind of crawl back towards that window and just hold a hand out, and I'm going to cast Lightning Bolt at 3rd level because it's a 3rd level spell. And I'm just going to aim towards, I'm not doing a specific called shot, but I am aiming just right towards the very front of that vehicle. And it does go in a line. So it would be kind of angled, I guess, something kind of like that.
Okay, so you're gonna shoot and you're gonna try to.
I'm just running this. I'm aiming towards the front of it. Like the goal is to try and hit the wheel mostly, but this fucking lightning bolt, it just goes in a straight fucking line.
I got you. All right, go ahead and fire it off. Okay, so it needs to make
so it
another
needs to
dex
make a
save.
dex save. Yeah.
It's gonna do it with disadvantage. It fails. You fire this lightning bolt as you hang out the door again directly at this thing in a line as it collides with this trike skull and just takes off half of it as it falls on the road and starts falling behind. You see the lightning kind of sparkling all over the vehicle. As you could see, it definitely did some damage to it. It even actually slowed it down a little bit. Let me type in that damage number first. It was 22.
Yes.
All right. As this lightning hits it, it almost looks like its engine's cut out for a moment as it falls way behind until it cranks back up and you see its back wheels kind of fishtailing a bit and it tries to keep up. But right now you put some more distance between both of you.
Okay. End of turn. As I
All right.
crawl back into my seat.
That's going to bring us to some werebores here, which are both aiming harpoons still, and they know they're in a narrow passageway. They're going to try to fire and hit something as they're all rolling with disadvantage. Let's see. Harpoon there. Okay, first one from the top fires off. This harpoon sails through and just skids across the side of your guys' vehicle on the right side of it for 8 more damage.
What?
As your vehicle is looking pretty beat up right now. The one below will also fire with disadvantage. And that will also hit for 3 damage. As this one just pings off one of the more dense sides of your armor, but definitely dents it in. You could definitely see your vehicle's taken a lot of damage. There's a lot more holes in it now. There's a little bit of smoke somewhere that shouldn't be. It's definitely not doing too hot. That was both the werebores. The other werebore can't do anything at the moment. Doya!
Are there any more holes that we can see out so I don't have to pop the door again? Just out of curiosity.
Absolutely. It looks like Elgin could actually extend his feet out now, and they'd be dangling outside.
Oh, so we can do the Flintstones.
Very, very close to it.
Just for reference's sake, can I ask, is there now enough space inside this thing that if I were to shape change, I'd actually fit still?
You could definitely dangle outside doing that. Yeah, out the back or one of the doors. Since the back is now
file
open.
that away as like a panic option, and we're going to go ahead and throw one last erupting earth out, I think, for the moment, but we're going to do it this time at 4th level.
Okay, so it needs to make some more dex saves, and it's got disadvantage. And it absolutely fails as this earth just starts. You see it just kind of popping up and crushing this vehicle all in the right spots as its armor gets dented and banged up tremendously. And it's going to have to roll something in addition to that. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me. Because you have triggered a mishap.
Oh, that didn't work.
You said d20. Okay, and that is a 5.
Is that good or bad, Jamie?
Okay, you see a couple sparks popping out of the darkness just on the northern side. It's hard to tell what's going on, but you heard an eruption. It seems something's on fire that's not supposed to be. As you hear the one behind you, like it's hard revving, and then it just stops, be like they're struggling to keep their vehicle moving right now. And a turn,
I
Doya?
think I hit something important, and then I'll just try to see if I can figure out where to duck my head so I don't take a harpoon to the face.
All right, you duck back in. Elgin, the harpoon's not damaged currently, but you're in the back, and you can see. You don't even have to look through the scope anymore if you don't want to.
Well, then I'm I guess then yeah, shit. I'm gonna fucking aim it back at the car, and
Okay.
I'm gonna try and let her rip one last time to see if maybe before this whole thing falls the fuck apart.
All right, you fire out another harpoon, which this time will hit this thing as you fire, and it sinks right into one of the. Well, it sinks into the darkness. You can't really tell, but you're confident it went where it needed to go. As it takes 7 damage through this thing.
That's a lot of damage.
I'll take it. And then I guess bonus action to reload.
Okay, and you load up another harpoon. You got 8 left.
Okay.
Lulu will hang tight, just sitting in the middle, hope for the best. That'll bring us back to the Warlord, who is going to normally get a little bit closer, but they can only move just a bit as opposed to what they could normally do because their car is struggling with the damage that's been done to it at the moment. It's about this time also. There's another werebore that can't do anything. This will be another new round, but something else happens. Elgin, looking out the back, you could see another vehicle gaining behind the one that's behind you.
Oh, God.
And it is coming in fast. It looks like the Warlords of Avernus are trying to take advantage of a situation. But as they approach, and you're looking, you get this sense of dread. But as they get closer and closer, that dread turns to something else. As you can see a figure with their arms extended out on top like this, and another figure dangling out to the side. It looks like this. As you can see,
Hey!
Mad Maggie coming in with a wicked smile on her face and Mickey dangling off as she shouts, "Oh, you're not leaving the fun out of this for me! I'm gonna get what's mine one way or another!" And she starts pulling in on this car. Let me see, it's out of... There we go. Gotta move the camera over. Fuck. There you go. You see this huge, terrifying vehicle that she's on. She pulls up close. You actually see this green liquid spewing out of the front of this thing's mouth onto the back of this other car that's chasing you.
Holy shit.
Always a bigger fish.
I'm into it.
Okay. Unfortunately, though, most of the liquid just kind of pelts against maybe just the back pieces of the car itself. It doesn't seem to connect as much as it should have. But there's now a triple pursuit as she shouts from way behind again, "Hey, you boys try to keep away! This one's gonna be mine, all right?"
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, and I could put Mickey dangling off to the side.
I turn around to everybody else. What did she fucking say? I can't. It's so loud. What? She's yelling something.
Stab, you're up.
All right. Well, just gonna fucking not do the scythe again, and I'm just gonna try to do as much distance as I can. Can I
Okay.
just like focus on driving, and if I see them do some shit, I'll have like an advantage? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll say,
Like-
yeah, sure. You know what? If you're focusing your attention, just turning around, looking out the back when they get close, instead of get close, trying to pull a maneuver, I'll impose disadvantage on them. Okay, well, no, they already have disadvantage, so you can't do that anymore.
Super.
We'll say it
disadvantage.
gives you 2 more AC to your car then.
2 more?
Yeah. Because right now, you got the AC of your car is extremely low. So 2 more will help, maybe. Does that sound good?
I mean, I can dig it.
Fine.
All right. You can move, we'll say you can move 20 feet right now. What do you want to do?
Distance.
You start trying
Yeah.
to pull away a bit more as best you can. Hayes.
What's the condition of this vehicle looking like?
Uh,
Not
e-
ours. The
Like a
pursuing one.
cheese.
The pursuing one looks... It looks very damaged around it. You don't know how much damage is behind that darkness, but you can see the turrets are still like they're trying to aim properly, and they're even... Sometimes when they're turning, they're like stopping and jerking repeatedly. So it looks like the systems of this thing are quite effed right now.
I swing around, I reach out the back of the vehicle, and I cast lightning bolt again. Same direction, same area. Just right across here.
Okay, go ahead and show it again. Let's see some lightning bolt. All right, you fire off another lightning lightning bolt as they got to make another dexterity savings throw to try and avoid it. But they fail, taking the full brunt of this blast. And that is going to deal 22 damage. And again, when they get hit by this lightning, it's like their engines are just cutting out a bit as they slow up a lot. And you know what? We're going to take advantage of this because that's kind of a cool thing that just happened. As this vehicle gets shot and slowed down, the front and mouth of Maggie's vehicle starts chomping, akin to the one that chomped you.
Put
As-
chompers on our shit.
As it's
Yeah,
going
we
to
need
try
chomper.
to bite.
That's
Oh
really
my god! And
Oh
it's,
god damn.
her vehicle
Jesus
clamps down hard onto the back of this thing, right where it connects its stupid big spikes ball in the back. And it's going to... Oh my god, what is this going to be? 52 damage
Yeah.
to the back of this car. That is absolutely a mishap roll. Let's roll and see what happens here.
It just explodes, right? At this point?
I mean, it may be. Let's see what a 19 does. Yeah, this vehicle's fucked. Okay. So, when she clamps down, like, right here on the back of this car, she basically rips out that part of the axle to where the tire is just diagonally angled with the vehicle in front of her. And it's struggling to even stay forward as it's slowly peeling off a bit. God, their car is barely alive, but it's not going to be able to keep up with y'all now. If you're maintaining your speed, you actually see it slowing down a lot, with Maggie slowing down with it as you guys take off. I'm going to go ahead and say you guys escape from this thing as you pull off.
We did it, guys. Well, actually, Maggie did it, but whatever.
And Maggie's pursuing her prey. All right, that's going to take us out of combat and back to our map as you guys are still just driving away. Your car is very, very beat up right now.
All right, Doya, fix it. Cure wounds.
Type of mage.
I don't.
You're not any type of mage.
I should have been an
Exactly.
artificer.
I mean,
Are you still just driving it, or what's your plan to do right now?
jeez. What's it look like, Jamie? Is it super out of shape?
You wanna stop, if you would like to stop the car and examine the extent of damage, you may.
What's it running like?
If Maggie is going to be nearby and she finishes slaughtering the pig people there, then perhaps we could have her take a look.
May as well at this point.
All right, let's do that.
Is he gonna do a U-turn and go back?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick close to her. Maybe she can fix my shit.
Okay. How far would you say you would have driven before doing a U-turn immediately? I need to know if there's a battle playing out you're going back to, or I need to know if y'all gave her time to do stuff, or I need times here. So are you just immediately stopping the car and going back?
Honestly,
I would have
driving until there.
I would have made the recommendation to him.
Yeah.
Like, much after I looked back and saw them, like, kind of fucked up and falling back into Maggie's chompers.
Okay.
That's
so,
when I made the recommendation. So I don't know when he actually did it.
Probably like 30 seconds after that.
All right. So you pull around Stab. You slow it down after you see the enemy warlord's vehicle getting just messed up. And then seeing Mickey... when you pull back around, you see Mickey kind of hopping towards it and slamming his fist, breaking through the top part of it. As you see a couple of pigmen scatter, and you also see the warlord himself, the pigman, just shouting back at Maggie while she's just cackling and just firing off some sort of dark green beam towards him. You see him get hurt bad as he starts fleeing into the chasm. But Mickey and her aren't pursuing by the time you're pulling up. And when you do pull up, she's just cackling as she looks back to you and says, Oh, you came back. Well, what the hell's you come back for? Salvage is mine. Don't even think about it.
Hey, they fucked our shit bad, man. Is there anything you can do to help us?
She climbs off of her vehicle and just starts kind of hobbling over towards yours. As she approaches, she sees all the holes in it and says, Well, this looks a lot worse than when I gave it to you. What do you want me to do? You want me to fix it?
What can be done with it?
Well, I don't know. Have you even tried to fix it yourself, or just come and be like, Hey, Maggie, can you fix it for me?
The second
none
one.
of us are technically inclined.
Oh, so you're saying none of you just got the brains for it?
Well,
That's a much harsher way to say it, but you're not incorrect.
yes, what he said.
I got a wrench in here somewhere.
You see what we have to work with, Maggie.
I'll tell you what. I ain't gonna fix it for you. I get people to do that for me. But I will supply you with the materials you need with that thing. And she points over to the vehicle that she just basically chomped the axle out of the back of. And she says, Maybe you can get a couple plates off it, fill in those holes you got back there, and, well, I can actually see all the way through your vehicle. Wow, look at that. You want to fill that up? You want to, what else do you need to do? Yeah, just take a little bit of time and plant those on. Yeah, you guys should have tools in the vehicle itself.
And question. The werebores, what of them?
Oh, well, you can see these here. She points down towards 4 dead ones on the ground around the vehicle.
Do I recognize the one that stuck his head out and was talking shit?
You do not.
Well, I'm just going to pick one at random. I'm going to pick one at random and just, I'm going to cut its head off. And I'm going to mount it on the front of our car.
Oh, good idea.
You walk up to one of these dead wereboars on the ground and just slice its head clean off. Maggie just watches at you with a wicked grin on her face as you walk to the front of your car. She says, "Well, not a bad trophy. Be better if it was that damn Ragadragas, but, you know, take what you can get."
That's our
Wait.
power.
Wait. Who?
Ragadraga. That was that damn pig guy that just came at you. He's one of the warlords not far from my place, and sometimes he tries to hit small little convoys heading out for scouting missions and whatnot. But looks like he took you for one of those, which was a good choice, honestly, because your vehicle was already a little on the armor plating, and now it's basically easy pickings.
Well, we'll keep an eye out for this Raga, whatever his name is. Anyway, I'm gonna take this if you don't mind.
Oh, more power to you. And I mean, you got swords and sticks and whatnot, so yeah, just take a few chunks of metal, but not too much. Remember, this is my salvage.
We wouldn't dream of shortchanging you, Maggie.
Good. All right, Mickey, start salvaging. And she climbs back up on top of her vehicle.
All right. Let's get this fucking trip.
You know what we gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Jay,
Dad,
what's
get
your-
those tools.
Yeah, what's
That's a good
the
question, Elgin.
You can ask Elgin whatever.
What?
This will be a question that's not like a yes or no, I don't think. What type of face did you have as you started hacking into these wereboars?
I mean, it's just no smile, no grin or anything. Just a blank cutting. It was almost more like it was more of a duty than something I enjoyed.
All right, thank you, sir. That's what I wanted to ask.
I'll go and attempt to help carrying materials over to our vehicle to try and repair it. As a long-term sailor on a ship / quartermaster, would I have any insight in how to help repair this in a more timely and efficient and OSHA approved standard?
Possibly. Are you proficient in any tools too? Any type at all?
Great question. No, my sheet says none.
Okay, so
I know how to tell people how to use them.
yeah, you might have a good idea of telling someone how to do it, but if you were to do the handiwork, it might not go too well.
Ooh, Jamie, I got some. I got experience with cars.
Are you proficient at any tools?
Thieves' tools.
Okay, well, that is some
That
tools.
is something. That's a start.
I've been around a while. I'd like to go ahead and lead our repair efforts. Try to.
No, I fixed the other car. And I fixed the other car.
And I helped you.
I fixed it. No,
helped
you didn't.
I was
No,
there.
you didn't.
Yes, I was.
No, you fucking didn't.
I was there, sir.
Jamie, I'm gonna go ahead and take the lead on this one. I'm gonna take the lead.
No,
All right,
you don't have to tell me that. You have to hash it out with your team.
All right, you guys follow my lead. I've done this before.
I'm going to go back.
You've done what before?
Remember with the two Raven claws, and they told me to fix it, and I fixed it.
No,
Probably all
that gives
it
me
is.
no information.
You
I
guys-
was there. He did manage to fix some sort of spinny thing underneath that car. I think it was driving the wheels or whatnot. I will make sure that he does it right.
And I will make sure that you make sure that he does it right.
Yeah. What are you gonna do, Elgin?
Well,
Who are you gonna make sure of?
I'm gonna keep an eye out and make sure no one is coming after us yet again. This Fraga, whatever his name is.
All right, I'll make sure Hayes watches Doya. Who watches Doya? Who watches? And then I'm just gonna go get some metal, dude. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right.
And I'll I can do this for y'all too. Hold on just a second. just to show y'all how dire straits your vehicle was, I'll actually let you see the HP and whatnot, because I think I can do this here. Yes.
Zimbabwe.
You're pulled over right now. The salvage is behind you. It's a little bit off screen. But you can now, being outside the car, see how truly beat up it was. It looks like it had maybe just a bit more oomph in the engine. But you all start gathering materials and piling it near the car. I need to know who's actually going to try and do the work.
Oh, that don't look so bad. I'm gonna try to do the work.
You want to try to do the work? Okay. So that's...
What are you laughing for?
Oh, no, not that. I was laughing. He's like, oh, that doesn't look too bad. Meanwhile, the car literally is in the red.
I don't see any fucking holes in it.
There,
No, I'm looking
see
at
a
the
lot of
health
holes in it.
bar. I'm looking at the health bar.
Yeah. So it's...
It's not so bad.
So you can... you actually probably, you and Hayes can work together on it, because it's going to take a little bit of melding here, which Hayes has the magics to do, I believe.
I got
But
a lighter.
Stab, you will be doing most of the repair work here, and it's going to take about... You could spend an hour to see what you can get done here. Make a dexterity check for me.
Ooh, my
Can I
special.
give him
Give him
guidance?
advantage? Yeah.
Or yeah.
Unless any of you are proficient with a set of tools to assist, you shouldn't have advantage.
What about guidance?
Yeah, I don't think guidance. Well, actually, does guidance help ability checks?
I think.
Yes.
Yeah. I believe
Yeah, then
so.
then guidance would work. You can add a D4, Stab.
Just do a plus roll d4 or something.
Slash roll 1d4, yeah.
Yay, it worked, guys.
Okay, you should be very happy, because that's the minimum number you needed. So, you get to work on this car, and you're putting some of the plates, filling up some of the holes, and you get a little bit done after about an hour of working on this thing. You're very sweaty, and it feels very awful out here, but roll 2d4 plus 2.
Do it like this.
Oh, I see why your Hellish War Machine's audio isn't working super great, Jamie.
Because it's like 2 hours long.
It's 175 minutes long.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh, wow.
you patch a
That's
couple...
way better than a loop.
You patch a couple holes to the best of your ability as you repair 7 damage to your vehicle, but it looks like there's a lot more work to do.
Oh, jeez. Hey, I told you I could do this shit, though. Check that shit out. I'm just going to point to the one hole I covered.
So every hour you could attempt to repair it for that much damage, specifically. So it's up to y'all how long you want to try to fix it up some more.
So our best possible outcome is 10 damage per hour.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go for another hour, at least.
Okay,
No,
so
I'll keep helping him.
You keep
Do you-
helping?
you guys continuing the effort to get this all fixed up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it, 2d4 and plus 2?
Make another dexterity check with the guidance, because I assume Doya's helping too.
Yep.
Okay, that's an auto succeed with the guidance, because it'll be at least 15. Go ahead and roll the 2d4 plus 2 again. Or is it 2? Yeah, 2d4 plus 2. All right, this time you get some 8 damage picked up. The vehicle's it's looking a little bit better as you fill these patched holes with just metal plates on top of them. It definitely isn't pretty, but it's working. It's about this time, too. You see Maggie loading up most of the vehicle. There's still scrap metal all over the place as Mickey hops back on. As she turns and says, well, you boys, try to stay out of trouble. Try to not lose the vehicles damn quick as well.
Okay.
We didn't intend to. They had apparently a lesser version of your chomper on the front, which we do not possess.
Is there any way we could avoid them? Is there some sort of territory that we could avoid?
There ain't no safe territory out here. Everywhere's hellish.
Oh, this place sucks.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You look like a charmer. Let's try talking your way out of it next time.
I'm gonna think she's actually serious, and I'm just gonna smile. Like, charming.
Well, Good luck, you all. Don't die too quick. She hops back on top of her vehicle and starts slowly turning it around and pulls off.
Shit, she's right. Maybe I could have talked to given theirs, ours. We had 2 cars.
I'm pretty sure it would have ended in a fight either way, regardless if it was in our vehicle or on foot.
All right, I'm
But-
down to work on this. Oh, go ahead.
Might I say, that was some pretty impressive driving, Stab.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
I aim to please,
You did a fantastic job.
guys.
Oh, his
Come on.
slightly condescending look goes to one of almost neutrality for a second when he passes over you.
Should we try and continue then?
Dad will remember that.
Telltale gaming you.
You don't know how important praise is to Stab. You don't know that, right? You will. All right, I'm still gonna work on this thing. I at least want half help.
How many hours do you want to try to work on it?
Let's see. How much long does you think it'll take to get it to half?
Maybe like 2 more hours.
Let's do 2 hours.
Okay.
You want me to do dexterity saves?
Yeah, 2 dex saves with the guidance.
I'll kind of just keep a lookout on the ridges and crevices and all that stuff.
What's the guidance? G4?
Uh-huh.
And the lowest is 15, so there's no way that second.
That is correct. 2d4 plus 2. Go ahead and roll that once. Okay, you heal it up for 8 more. Looks like you've done half a good job to this thing. Looks like most of the patches are filled up, so its armor should be back to normal. One of the axles still does look quite damaged, though. But you don't have to spend an hour trying to fix that. If you would like to attempt to repair that, let me see. Oh, you could have fixed it during. Make... See, that was a damaged axle. Make one more dexterity check for me. And then roll your guidance. 1d4. Okay, that's good enough. So while putting some of this armor plating on, you get down to the axle and you kind of reinforce it a bit to where the wheel's not so janky. And you're able to get it back up and repaired. So it looks like you can move your normal speed again.
Okay. Is there anything else that's like special besides the axle that needs repair?
The turret's still intact. The back now doesn't have multiple holes in it. And the axle's fixed as well. So no, it's looking all right now. Doya, what is your passive perception also?
20.
Okay. Took about 2 hours working on this as you guys gathered the rest of the parts you could. Doya, as everyone's working on this and you're maintaining your guidance on Stab, you're kind of you're looking around, making sure everything's on the up and up still. Occasionally you look up towards the sky just to be reminded that you're nowhere near home anymore and you're truly down in the first layer of Hell of Avernus. And eventually you see what looks like a small meteor high up in the sky falling.
Like, towards us?
Yeah.
Gentlemen, there seems to be a approaching giant rock. Maybe we hurry this along?
I'm going as fast as I can.
It's actually falling
Fast enough.
quite quickly.
Would I have noticed it too, since I was just keeping a lookout on all the crevices and ridges and everything?
Yes. Yes, you would. In fact, it would be... You wouldn't have time to hop in the car and just drive. It's coming in very fast. It appears to be a meteor or a ball of fire, but turns out it's not. It's when it gets really close, it actually slows down and pleasantly lands in front of you.
Who's you?
Us.
You see a woman garbed with black armor and devilish wings softly land in front of you. And
Hello?
she waves in your direction and says, "Hi there, guys. What brings you through here?"
Just a little car trouble.
I see. Such a shame. Such a shame. And she starts looking towards Stab and then Hayes and then Doya. It even glances behind Doya a bit and sees Lulu and then towards Elgin. And then she says, okay. Excellent. Excellent. If you, are willing, I would like to have a discussion with you.
Regarding
Business.
type of business.
Well, and she starts taking a few steps forward. I'll be honest with you. Because you all look a bit formidable, you look like you could hold your own, so I figure I'd try things a little differently. So I'll go ahead and tell you, just to be out in the open, I'm a bounty hunter. And I believe I'm here to collect something that one of you possess. Specifically, that one. And she starts pointing towards Elgin.
What?
Excuse me.
You can't have Elgin. He's our friend.
No. I don't want to take him. Although I can go ahead and tell you there's plenty out there that would pay quite the sum for the soul of a paladin in this land. But that's not what I was contracted for.
You should have seen him in the
Gargles.
bathhouse.
Yeah. Do it again.
I don't know about this bathhouse, but more to the point. Your friend, that paladin there, possesses a shield that my contractor desires. And I
Who's
was...
the contractor?
Oh,
Yes,
per
I
the,
believe my compatriot here can speak for himself.
per the
I'll
contract, I
step
cannot reveal such details.
Ah.
I know they desire the shield, and I do not want to take it by force, because again, you all look like you might be able to hold your own, so I figured I'd save some potential blows and just simply ask for it. But not for free, mind you. I'll give you half the payment he was offering me. 10 soul coins.
Well, that
Are you-
answers some questions as to who it is not.
Are you standing back at the back of the vehicle still?
I've been kind of slowly walking forward.
Are you?
I can't believe. Oh,
Go ahead,
sorry. I was going to try at something and go. I can't believe Belle would undercut you so low for that. Did I get any sort of response?
Undercut me? Not sure what you're referring to.
It's worth way more than that.
She shrugs and says, possibly. I have my fee standards, and it could be the relic of the angels themselves or a rock. I could care less. My fees are my fees, and he accepted my fee, so here I am. So, and she just holds her hands out towards you and says, are you willing to make a deal? Truly, it's nothing personal, but I will try to take it by force if you say no.
Well, you see, there's one problem. This shield and we have a bit of a contract. I can't just give it to you.
So you're saying if you didn't have the contract, you would?
I mean,
It's a lot of gas. It's a lot of gas.
I'm just saying, if there was some way to, I don't know, sever said contract, I don't know it. Except to complete said contract.
Perhaps maybe there's a way to transfer ownership of the contract from you to... I didn't get your name.
Eliza, pleasure to meet you.
Eliza. Perhaps Eliza could pick up the contract from you, forward it, and then she could figure out what she wants to do with it to the third party.
I could simply destroy the contract if you desire. If that'll make this deal smoother, I'm all for it.
I give like a two-hand gesture, like a...
I'm gonna let out a chuckle and say, is it truly that simple to sever a contract?
Well, it depends. Most hide their contracts in different ways and devices, or word their contracts in a manner to where if the paper's severed, then that is that. Tell me, did you... First off, you did sign something with your contractor, yes?
In a manner of speaking, yes.
Contracts are only valid if you signed something. So I would assume, and she peers behind you a little bit, that you made a contract with our pal Gargwath there. Am I correct?
So far, so good.
Right. So the way I would break said contract, unless he worded it otherwise, you would set your shield on the ground, and I would threaten him with obliteration if he didn't produce said contract. Once he produces it, we destroy it. And you're free to go about your business, 10 soul coins richer.
Interesting.
What, might I ask, does your proprietor want with Gargoth?
I'm curious as well.
To be honest, don't know, don't care. But if I were to assume, the soul of a demon lord would be quite the boon for maybe some magical experimentation. A lot of energy in that thing, which I'm sure you've probably felt as well.
Oh, well, yes. I have definitely felt the energy. The question I must ask is this, though. How can I have assurances I'm not just handing over such a powerful weapon to someone worse than me?
She
I
shrugs.
look at him like, worse than you?
She shrugs at you and says, "You can't. Maybe you'll end up in vile hands that will," and she starts being theatrical, "dominate the world and everything you love. Or perhaps it'll go to some mad mage who intends to... I don't know. I could care less. Again, I'm simply making an offer to you and hoping that you see sense."
Well, you are making some points. This shield has brought us nothing but, well, annoyance.
And sarcasm. Plenty of
too.
that.
You actually all
And-
can hear Gargwath in your head, just almost shouting at this point.
No, know the deal. Do not hand me over. You swore to take me.
To which
Yes.
Eliza chuckles and says, "Oh, it doesn't seem like he's in agreement with it. But if the roles were reversed, he could probably give less of a damn about you too, correct?"
Oh, I'm quite certain he would care less. The deal was that I would hand over my soul if he would help us in our mission here. But
I just
honestly,
turn over to Elgin when he says that. You what?
But seeing as how we've been in Avernus for what feels like an eternity, and I honestly don't feel like this deal has gotten us any further to completing our goals. So, with that said, what happens to me if the contract is severed? I want assurances that there will be no funny business.
Well, that depends. Did you promise your soul in advance, or once your task is complete, whatever that may be?
Once the task is complete.
Oh, well, lucky you. Nothing happens. You lose talking shield, I suppose.
I'll kind of walk up to him like, well,
And
that
a 3-day
seems like
fireball.
that. It seems like it's all on the up and up, and I'll kind of just go pat Elgin on the shoulder. Sorry, Gargwath. We should make this deal.
Traitors,
Step away.
cowards.
Well, I will miss that fireball, but not that it does me any good down here. Everything is seemingly immune to your power. I'm actually now starting to realize that you're quite useless.
My power is unknown to you, you cursed paladin. You could never use my gifts, not as you want.
Well, then explain to me, then, how to change that, because at this precise moment in time, I'm just not seeing the benefit.
Can I, while he's having this kind of dialogue with Gargwath, can I really get a good, like, up and down look of this being that's in front of us?
Sure. She seems to be just staring at Elgin, and you can tell that she's actually listening in. Like, she can hear everything going on. And looking at her up and down, she's clad in just this ebony, thick armor, and has this rope, or a couple of them attached to her hip that are almost illuminated, and a large sword on her other hip. And she's just smiling. She seems as confident as you could be just listening in and watching this.
Okay.
Can we tell what sort of race or species or anything like that she is?
Not really. You know that she is a devil. But you can't quite identify as to what type. Because y'all haven't engaged one before.
I'll kind of go over to Elgin, and I'll turn my back to her. And I just assume that she can probably hear me. But I'm just going to kind of talk under my breath a bit to Elgin and say, I'm no expert in demonology or devils, or even the 9 hells, 7 hells, whatever. But I am an expert in the here and now, and while we may deny this creature her contract and engage in battle, I do feel that we could defeat her, but I could not guarantee that we would all walk away from this. And I feel that there are more important things at stake. My 2 cents, take it or leave it. Food for thought. And I'll kind of face him, kind of bow, and just back away. I trust your judgment.
Well, my judgment has been determined. You, warrior woman.
That's, well, Eliza, but sure.
Yes, a beautiful name for as deadly a warrior as you look. I have no quarrel with you, and I want no fight with you. Sever the contract.
Sure. Place the shield down in front of you. I'm going to walk up. Don't be afraid, though, right? And she casually just starts strolling up to you. And she's quite tall. She's about twice as tall as you.
I have no fear. And I take the shield off my back and I just lay it on the ground.
When he says, I have no fear, can I say in Elvish, I do?
You certainly can. And anyone who speaks Elvish can understand that.
I understood that.
I know.
Yeah. I nod.
I'm super worried that this is going to go badly, and I'm debating whether or not I start casting like armor spells on myself, but I don't want to make it go badly.
As you set the shield on the ground, all of you in all your minds can hear just Gargwath just screaming at you, just raw anger, furious. Like he is, like he's doing his best to be as loud and as painful in all your minds as possible. And he is to a bit where you, at worst, you might start wincing because it's starting to give you a headache. But once you put him on the ground, Eliza draws her short sword and holds the hilt with it above the shield itself. Like she's going to stab it, but she just lowers it down to it slightly. And you can see her expression change from, she's been smiling this whole time to a frown as her brows furrows and she gets serious for a moment. This energy, this dark, necrotic, fire-like energy starts slowly siphoning up from the shield as you can hear it in your head screaming now. It sounds like Gargoyle's in tremendous pain. And Eliza seems to be, she's tilting her head a bit as she's looking at the shield. They seem to be having a conversation telepathically. And this goes on for about an entire minute. You guys just standing and watching for this minute?
Yes.
She look like
Yeah.
super distracted.
She looks like she's focused very intently right now.
I'm reaching behind myself, just putting my hand on the hilt of my mace.
Sure. What's everybody else doing?
I'm gonna cast Bark Skin on myself.
Okay, yeah, you can go ahead and cast Bark Skin on yourself. Make a passive perception, or make a perception check, actually, Doya.
Perception check.
We're gonna test your instincts here. Okay.
Yeah.
As you cast Bark Skin on yourself, you don't know where, you don't know how, but you absolutely feel like you're being watched from somewhere else. But continuing on, Eliza continues siphoning this magic from the shield until finally she pulls her shield away, and out of nowhere, a contract appears in front of her. To which she smiles and says to you, Elgin, as she looks behind it and says, "See? No problem at all." And her sword slashes it right in half as the contract turns to ash and falls out of the air. She then reaches onto her hip, taking a small pouch, and holding in her hand for a moment before she says, "Now this is a lot for one of your type, so hope you got the mental fortitude for it." And she tosses a small sack at your feet.
I crouch down and pick it up.
Okay, as soon as
And
you
I just-
grab it, make a wisdom savings throw for me.
All right.
Okay. You feel absolutely like your soul is being tugged on holding this bag. Like almost like the whatever being you are is struggling to keep itself together as you're holding on to it. Now, while you're in, but you resist it. You hold your ground, and you're still you. You still feel okay, and Gargwath is silent. But she leans down and grabs the shield and just kind of places it on her back, and says, "Well, that normally doesn't work, but look at that. I got my bounty, and no one had to die, and you got 10 soul coins for your card and for trading. So win-win, right?"
Yes, but might I ask, how might we find you again if we ever need more exorcising of devils and whatnot?
As you're saying that, she's turned towards the cliffside to the north and shouting, "Hephaisal, it's fine now. I don't think they're going to try anything." And a figure stands up from the mountaintops above. Looks like with a crossbow now up on their shoulder. He looks like this.
Oh, Jesus.
As she turns back to you and says, "To be honest, I'm not quite sure how you'll find me. Perhaps maybe at the Wandering Emporium sometimes if you stumble onto it. But if you wish to hire my services, quite expensive. I just gave you half of my bounty there, but 20 soul coins is normally what it is."
I'll keep that in mind.
Could you perhaps, just as fresh new friendship, right? Great feelings, great vibes. Can you just point us general direction? We're trying to get to the Tower of
Tower of to see, what was it? Mordenkainen? That weird human from elsewhere? You're looking for his tower?
Yes, he's super weird, but yes, we're looking for his tower.
Well, if you're lucky, it's somewhere in the middle of the River Styx. It kind of cuts off of it a bit, but it's not always there. You know that, right?
So we've heard.
Well, here's to hoping you arrive in a lucky amount of time. If I'm not mistaken, it's here for 9 days and then gone for, well, I'm not sure how long.
And then I just kind of hold up my hands and do that way going the right way.
Oh, well, you technically have to cross the river, which I'm sure you'll find a ferry up or down here somewhere, but if you'd like to take your vehicle, you'll need to find a bridge. And continue along and you'll find one eventually.
Fantastic.
Look at that. We made a deal and I offered information for free. Oh my, what a weird day. Well, I'm going to take my leave. You all, it was a pleasure doing business. Hopefully we meet again, maybe under different circumstances.
Hopefully, for your sake. Yes. I mean, yes.
I
Again.
look forward to it.
She takes a few steps back and turns around, crouches down, and with one jump, just leaps high into the air and presses her wings off as flames appear over the top of her head as she takes off into the distance. And the moment she does, Hephaisal actually takes a couple steps back, and you just see him slowly start vanishing.
A bit unnerving.
Okay.
Well, apparently we're beset on all sides. But I think we
Well.
made the right decision there, both for the rest of us and, honestly, Elgin, for your soul. I don't like what that shield was doing to you.
Well, it's gone now. And now we just have to get out of this hellhole.
All right, I think that's a good spot to... Oh, unless you got something to say, Hayes?
Can I tell a visible, like, distress in him from picking up all of these fucking soul coins?
You would have noticed him kind of freeze up for a moment when he grabbed the bag.
How are you,
Yeah.
feeling? Holding all of those coins?
I feel fine. I don't.
Can I insight check him?
You absolutely can insight check him. Elgin, you determine what to tell him based on what he rolls.
Okay. I mean, I'm not happy, and I'm very irritated to have been down here as long as we have and not accomplished our goal. But beyond that, nothing.
Elgin, your demeanor has changed since we've been down here, as has mine. But I couldn't help but notice a pause when you picked that bag up. Similar to when you took the coins from Maggie.
Yes.
Are you
It's-
sure you wouldn't feel better dispersing them?
I'm fine with them. Nothing bad has happened. I can handle it.
Very well.
Besides, I handled this. I gave up Gargwath. I think I did rather well.
Indeed you did. All right, Elgin, master of coin. Perhaps we
Yay.
continue
Weaseled
on.
out of a contract where, yay.
That's
Which,
all I
like,
That's how you do it, kids.
Like, fuck that contract. Boom.
All right, unless anyone has something else to say, I was going to say we're going to go ahead and call it. We got anything else?
That's it.
Okay. All right. Finally, we got to drive some cars, and we got to flee the fucking chase. That was, oh man, I was waiting for that for so long. God, I was wanting to show the cars off for so long. And you guys, actually, that could have turned out quite a few different ways. Their vehicle, the health on it, and the damage it dealt. If y'all let it approach you and you didn't like put that darkness on it and slow it down with these earth spells and stuff, it could have chomped through y'all in 2 turns.
Oh, Jesus.
That I was expecting that to be the most likely outcome of your vehicle crashing out, the vehicle stopping and just firing at you while all of you get out and having to fight on foot against this thing.
Oh, shit. I'm glad it went the other way.
Yeah, y'all went a different path. Where you lasted long enough to where Maggie was showing up, and you didn't blow up your vehicle, so you still got a car. It's even slightly fixed now.
Yay.
Good work on that. Good thinking.
Yeah.
I was
And it's
trying to
out.
hit the Discord. Nobody looks at the fucking Discord.
Oh
my
my
bad.
bad.
I didn't know we were cheating. My
Not
bad.
one person.
Cheating.
I'm sorry.
You
You did. I responded.
You can talk
Oh,
in the
yeah.
Discord if you want to. That's fine.
You
Okay.
responded after the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th message where I finally tagged you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine.
Like,
Oh man.
to be fair, I didn't hear it.
Elgin,
It's fine.
I'm surprised you gave up the shield. You made you guess you saved your soul. That's a good thing, but that was a powerful
Yeah.
tool you that gave away. That was like 4 armor on top of your armor, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
I'm gonna have to go back to it. Wait, that is the question I did have. Like, okay, so is the shield destroyed, or did she took the shield, right?
Yeah, she took the shield straight up.
Okay, so I have to get a new shield, but I can live with that.
So that
Get one of
yeah.
these metals.
What, Stab?
Let's get one of these metal planks, man.
If you wanted to construct a makeshift shield, yeah, you can get 1 AC from it. We'll do that. There you go. On the ground right now.
There you go.
Shields laying around.
Look,
We'll figure something out.
I'll give you mine. How about that?
That's true. Doyle
I'll
does have a
take it.
shield.
old
I've never
hand
known
shield.
that either until earlier today. I was checking his inventory. I was like, he has a fucking shield. I always thought he was 2-handing that quarterstaff.
One hand, baby.
Yep, yep.
Oh man, look, you got it. Now you can do 2 hands for safety.
All right. Well, unless anyone's got anything else, I'm going to go ahead and close this out here. Any last comments or anything? Anyone got?
Nothing.
Nah, nothing.
Okay. In that case, thanks for watching, everybody. Apologies for early on my computer is, or my internet. It's just, I don't know. I'll have to figure something out about that. But we got through it, and it went fine in the end. So I hope you enjoyed watching what we had tonight. It was super fun showing them the car driving map. I really wish I could have gotten the controls down for Stab a bit better. I thought he could control it, but I'll fix that next time too. If you saw us on YouTube, thanks for watching on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more, or click the bell, all that stuff. And also we check our. I don't want to say TikTok. I don't upload enough. Check our Twitter. I say shit on there sometimes. Say how stupid it is. I would appreciate it. We do this every Monday and Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central and 8:30 p.m. Central, respectively. Every Thursday, most Thursdays, we do a show called I'm Not Scrying, You're Scrying, which starts at 8 p.m. Central, where we talk about whatever. And sometimes we make people really mad, and sometimes everyone agrees with us. So come be one of those people. We'll respond accordingly. Besides that, I think that's all I got. Saturdays is still clear for now, but we might
As of right now.
Yeah, as of right now, but we may fill it up with something eventually. I don't know. Right now we're just chilling. But all that being said, thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Make the cat do the sign off.